avrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto ad un giro d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto ad un giro d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei panacchini, quel cappello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante. Non più avrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto ad un giro d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto ad un giro d'amor. Fra guerrieri può far bacco, grande stacchi stretto sacco, schioppo in spalla, sciabla a fianco, collo dritto, muso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante, molto onor, poco cantante, poco cantante, poco cantante. Ed invece del fandango una marcia per il fango, per montagne, per valloni, con le nevi e salioni, al concerto di tromboni, di bombarde e di cannoni, che le porre e tutti i tuoni all'orecchio fan fischiar. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, non più avrai quel cappello, non più avrai quella chioma, non più avrai quell'aria brillante. Non più avrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girato, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto ad un giro d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo.
Now, traditionally,
Smashy.
you're drinking already.
I started drinking before the stream.
Traditionally, you're supposed to start one of these with a. That's traditional. Although, I don't know how traditional this one is going to end up being, because I'm going to be honest, it's slim pickings out there. What the hell happened? When did people start being able to spell and, perform written literature with grammar and shit? What the fuck?
Yep. So many stories which is boring.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
But plenty of bad stuff, but boring bad.
Not just boring, but like 380,000 words long, and I'm like, holy shit. The longest I think we've ever read on Relaxing by the Fireside before was like 6,000 by Relaxing by the Fireside legend, Mr. Prowler/Power, depending on how he's spelling his name those days. And a lot of our favourites that we've, taken stories from previously, they've all vanished.
Yeah.
They've just vanished off the face of the earth, which is unfortunate, but there you go.
There was some awful stuff that we decided not to share.
Here's the thing, right? Here's a peek. Cisco's spent all of today scouring through bad fan fiction, and his brain is mushed.
And Thursday I did some. I know you've done more, but
I was going to say, I think you have.
It wasn't just a day, is what I'm
no
saying.
leg to stand on there, Mister. I've been doing it all fucking week, and it is utter torture. There is a reason we do this like once a year, and we didn't even do it last year. We skipped a year last year.
Well, I think some of them were just horrific. The Hitler Jesus / fiction was particularly appalling.
Well, that's on you. If you can get sucked into clickbait fan fiction stuff like that, that's on you.
As Meeks is not here, he won't be relieved to hear, but I decided not to include the Bambi and the Thing.
The Thing
/ fiction.
When you say the Thing, we know you're not talking about Fantastic Four Thing.
No, not the Thing from the movie The Thing.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
John Carpenter's The Thing. Having sex with Bambi, and then being killed by Elsa from Frozen.
It was mixed all over.
And Bambi swearing revenge.
He will have his Rowenge. That's the question, Tin, for every single one we've seen and read and had to suffer through. But why? Why does this exist? So that's what our week has been like, and that's why yesterday Cisco was a shark and drunk, and everybody was miserable. It's absolutely fine. I'm drinking an energy drink here because I'm definitely going to need it.
I'm drinking the opposite of an energy drink.
So this time, even though Meeks is going, we're going to say it right now, Meeks is going to miss the stream. Fuck him, because he gives so many. I don't want to say prompts. He gives so many responses that a load of the things came from that, because we knew we could torture him with them and everyone would love that, and he's just not going to show up, so what the fups. But, breaking with tradition, smoking jackets on, pipes and all the rest of it, we are going to be welcoming in Hat as guest reader, and Tin for one story, because we don't want to torture her too much, we're not that mean, and spoilers, but that's going to be a Star Wars The Old Republic story, because okay, more behind the scenes spoilers. We literally looked for stories specifically for Hat, with Hat's interest and stuff, and I was like, oh great, a Valheim story, this'll be fun. It was a non-consensual rape story with bestiality. They had sex with the crow, and they decided that to please Odin, instead of killing all the bosses, they would just sexually please them. And I went, no, I think we won't have that. Thank you very much. The other one was a 14 chapter, 117,000 word recount of their experiences playing the game. Like somebody was just keeping a log playing the game, and that was the other one. And I was like, well, no. Don't think we'll be having that either.
Well, Matt put forward, was it Final Fantasy X?
Cisco spent so long.
I assumed it would be like non-stop Ronsos. I think, but it's not. And it's so much worse. And I don't remember any of the characters. But one of the stories I read, somebody is being watched having sex, and she's literally watched having sex so much that the watcher gets bored and falls asleep. And that was the only amusing bit of the story to me, because it just
it's almost a commentary on fan fictions in and of itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think we found any decent Final Fantasy X ones.
No, not 10, but we do have some Final Fantasy ones, I'm pretty damn sure, in the list. We have some weird ones, quite frankly. Oh, and a new one from Joseph Nick Prowler.
Oh my god. From
this year.
Sonic turns into Britney Spears fame.
Sonic turns into Britney Spears fame. We do have one, and I'll be reading that later, because fuck it, I was so excited when I saw that he'd posted something. Here's another thing we should point out, that the fan fiction world has been turned upside down since we last did this, and the new in site is Wattpad, which has a horrible interface for searching for things. The gimmick for that, I found out, is that if enough people like or vote for a story, they publish it or turn it into a book, and the writer gets royalties. So everybody's sort of flocked over there to try and get that up and running. I will say one thing for that though. I did, before I got kicked out because I don't have an account, I've been allowed to go to it all week, and then today I was like, we should check this again and see if we can find anything. Because here's the other thing. Every single fanfiction seemingly on that site is about BTS or One Direction. And Cisco and I are old men, and we don't know shit about BTS or One Direction. So I couldn't even tell you if they were funny, accurate, or whatever. But number 8 and number 7 while I was there, I was going to bring this up when we had Tin on, but I'll preface it now and we can get into it, Giggity, when we have her on later. But number 7 and number 8, when I was looking, was a Addams Family one. And the pointlessness of it blew my mind. But I'll get into that later. Okay, so ow. Tell you what I should have done was got one thing underway, because you've got to remember this stream has its own music.
Anthony did, by the way, point out that while we're talking about Final Fantasy X, there is another 10.
There is a Final Fantasy Tennyson who went for a very, very long walk today, so he's a bit snoozy. How is that, by the way? Because you're the audio checker.
The audio's fine. Oh. Man. It just...
Here's the thing, Tin. It was still pure and innocent. It was just baffling. I didn't know why it existed, this fan fiction. It was so confusing. Alright, get that dude some tasties before we get this underway.
Yeah, get some stream tasties.
He's a little tired, but it's fine. It's all
I don't have a 10 on me.
We're a little tired as well. Right.
Well, fan fiction I found is either horrifically, graphically sexual, self-insert, or just incredibly boring.
I'm sure there's fantastic fan fiction as well out there, but that's not what we were looking for. So
no.
Anywho, hello. Are you regretting joining us for this? I mean, I know we haven't even started yet, but why? But why? Why would you do that to yourself? Right, before we start, Cisco Reads Aloud is on, but he obviously won't be able to do so while we're doing the
Anthony is Pog.
Yeah, was that. I think that was the only one that we may have missed. You can't hear? Oh, they can't hear, and I know why. So this is just a secret conversation for just me. Everyone else will just have to deal with it. Hang on, I know why.
Yes, Hattie is here. Braz may have forgot to do something in the overlay, so just.
Well, no, it's what it is I changed our entire audio setup since the last time we did this 2 years ago, and we used to capture it on the same audio level as just a desktop. But then we separated it because we were getting weird feedback and stuff. So now I have to run it through a few different hoops. And I'm just hoping we don't get massive feedback while I'm trying to set this up.
I am drinking rhubarb and ginger gin, which is 43% by volume, and just thinking back on all the stuff I've read this week, I'm not sure it's strong enough.
All right, Hat, give us something.
Yo.
I hear it.
Yes, but how loud is it? It's not. Can you? Does he? It's not. Does his audio exist? It's how loud is it on streams?
It's fine on stream.
Hey, there we go.
It actually took that long. You were busy ranting at me, and when it came through on stream.
That is Hat at minus 13.9 decibels. He's not too loud? Okay, that's fine then. The visual representation of the audio is fucked, because that was Hat blowing out speakers across the nation as far as it was concerned. But as far as Tin's concerned, he's not too loud, but you can hear him kind of. Alright.
Right. So,
Hey.
what? First of all, how are you doing, Hat?
I'm doing good. This work week was terrible. That was my birthday present from work. I had approved a bunch of vacation for the folks that report to me so that they could enjoy some time away. But my good buddy and coworker, he ended up having a terrible week and ended up getting stuck at home and couldn't make it back. So I was solo at work as the only tech guy for 3 days in a row while we were trying to do all this stuff. So I got a lot of kudos, but I would have much rather have had the help. But my birthday was good. I went out and bought a new game, which I've been playing entirely too much of, and had a great dinner and been catching up on movies and stuff like that. So it was pretty good.
Dare I ask what the game is?
Satisfactory. I know Thorne advised against it, and I know why he did, but it's like playing a giant Google spreadsheet. So if you really like math and division and fractions, it's a fun game. And if you hate those things, do not get it. Do not get it if you hate fractions. It's all about optimization and all that kind of stuff. But you're in space building a factory. So
it's all about efficiency, I'm led to believe.
It is. It's all about maximizing what you can do with the power that you have available. So I made it a little bit farther than Thorne did, and I started playing. I did the easy site first. So I was like, yeah, I don't know how to play this game. Put me on the easy.
It's been gloriously sunny.
Just because you can't hear Hat doesn't mean he's not speaking. Did you forget?
It totally does.
You took your headphone out to let the dog out, and that means Hat stopped existing and stopped speaking immediately.
It's true. It's the observability paradox. It's like a tree falling over in the woods. Did it make a sound? Probably not.
Plunk. And you're now on the gin.
What do you mean? Well, I'm still on the gin.
Okay. Well, I'm looking over the stories we have, and
We're going to have to push the Meeks heavy ones to the end in case he manages to make it.
That's true, Ito, and hey, Jaden. Now, as you've probably noticed, the microphone is a little closer to me, so I won't be doing the stream voice, which is usually a little louder than usual, because I usually end up reading most of these. Cisco gets off fairly well, I think. We have at least one specifically for Hat to read, which Cisco found. So if it's absolutely horrendous, you can blame him. we tried our hardest to find other ones for Hat to read, but as I said, it didn't quite work out as well as we hoped. But as Boris Johnson would say, "Dem's the brakes."
Now I'm suddenly. You see, now I'm worried. That one is not one of the best. I'm worried now.
None of them are the best.
I didn't realize it was the hat. We're going to be the hat one, and I didn't realize I was going to get the plane.
Well, no, you knew it was going to be the hat one. You didn't realize you were going to get the plane.
Expectations have been elevated.
That's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do.
I know. I hope it's terrible.
It's
But not to blame you, but because I hope it's terrible.
There it is. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one.
Ooh.
Because we played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge recently on stream. I have TMNT as well, which I think we're starting with. Now, I should say that Danny is furious that he's also missing stream. He's at a baseball game because he's in America, which means you have to be at baseball games.
I think it's mandated by law.
Yeah.
It is. It's it's like you land, you see the Statue of Liberty, and they hand you a baseball game ticket.
I have to say, as somebody who had a season ticket to a cricket club, I've never seen a game more boring than baseball.
You are so English.
Like, well, the thing about cricket is it's not about the sport. It's about having an excuse to spend a day in the sun drinking and eating while, athletic young men bend over in front of you. And that's an entire day. Well, I don't see the appeal of baseball. It just kind of looked like...
It's kind of the same thing, but without the men bending over.
According to Danny, that's not true.
No, they just don't bend over as much. I mean, they run, but, it is a boring game. I don't like it on television, but I love it. I love going to a park.
So, quick look down the list. We did our best. Matt will be very happy to hear that Cisco will be reading a Full Metal Alchemist story, which crosses over with Doctor Who, so you can both enjoy the experience. We managed to find, although it's very confusing, a Hocus Pocus for law.
Okay.
Ito will be happy to hear that he has a Witcher story. We already know about Tin's Swator one, which is entitled "Through Passion I Gain Strength." For Danny, who unfortunately isn't here live, he's going to pick it up later. We managed to find the Day to Day, which I was shocked that I could find a fiction on Chris Morris's 90s satirical news program, The Day to Day, but there it is. Anthony, we managed to grab him Dragon Age Origins.
I tried for an It Crowd.
Yeah.
None of them were funny. I went through like 180 It Crowd stories and none of them were funny.
We also managed to find a Lego Star Wars, specifically Lego Star Wars, because that's specifically what Danny asked for, which is a thing. Annoyingly, Meeks isn't here for his Orville and Mandalorian, and the one that you managed to find for him, the Mulan and Lord of the Rings crossover.
I know, how good is that?
What is this?
So yeah, that's going to be a thing. The door has been opened. It's pretty much wide open for the dog, so I apologise if you hear the revving of engines or seagulls or whatever. But I guess we should start this thing.
Yes. We need to get into some fan
Danny's
fiction.
beloved book. Now, I used to have some fun trying to fit the titles in there, which I'm gonna do again. Apparently, the last one we read was Van der Decken's Children. I have no recollection of that.
Yeah. No.
But then as soon as we stop these streams, we have no clue. Okay. I'll just take that. What we're not going to do this time, because it does feel a little mean, is name and shame the author. If you really want to find them, you can find them from the title. Let's not be mean to the authors, which we usually say. The Final Battle. All in caps, because that's the way it was. And whilst I'm not naming the author, I will read the author's note, which usually I say, you know, we shouldn't. Excuse me while I bring this in a little bit so I can get a little more intimate with everybody.
An intimate reading.
It literally says, in all caps, I'm not going to shout it, "You will love this story. Part 1 does not have a lot of action, but part 2 will be real cool," spelt with a K. This story is about the last fight the Ninja Turtles will ever have. Spoilers. But, okay. Here we go. Let me get a bit of a drink here. That's true, Anthony. Work for it. The Final Battle. Part 1. Are you ready for this, Cisco? Gin in hand.
I'm on to my third gin, so I'm prepared.
Now, I suppose I should let Hat know the rules, because he's going to be reading some of these. You read it as it is written. You do not correct spelling or grammar, and sometimes you accidentally do, but hey, it's there for a reason. And we generally don't read the author's notes or other things. Sorry, I'm reading bits that I hadn't seen. Turtle power. Where did that come from? Okay, so here we go. The Final Battle, Part 1. "Ooh, my head," said Mikey in an achy voice. Mikey had just woke up. Still on the floor where he had fallen off his bed, he managed to get up. The rest of the turtles were sleeping when he woke up. Mikey checked each of his brothers to make sure they were sleeping. He also checked his master Splinter. They were all sleeping, dreaming away. He was surprised. There is a lot of full stops in this. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and he would be doing the same thing had he not fallen. "What should I do now?" he said to himself. Mikey thought to himself for the longest time, then had an idea. Mikey walked up to his jacket and grabbed. A few minutes later, he was out of the sewers and in New York City. He had walked a long time just to get back and forth in the mall. He had bought himself an ice cream. "I am so freaking bored!" Exclamation mark, full stop. Mikey had left the mall and was walking down an old street that the street people used to hang out. The street people? The street people. Mikey was sad in a way. You can already see that, can't you? Your favorite. Mikey was sad in a way because he and his brothers had cleaned up all the trash and dirt in New York. They had even beaten the foot. They took care of the foot 5 years ago. Yup, that's right, there were no more crap to clean up. And in a way, Mikey was sad. There was no reason for him and his brothers to be on Earth. Oh, Jesus. This is going to get dark, isn't it? Still walking, he heard something. Not knowing what it was, he pulled out his weapon. The sound seemed to surround him. Then suddenly, from nowhere, something grabbed him. Meanwhile, in the sewer, the turtles had woken up. They had not noticed that Mikey was gone. "Bring on," said Raph, spinning his C's all over the place. It's fine, don't worry. "You got yourself a deal," said Don, spinning his staff. That's a giggity. They both started to fight. Don hit Raph in the leg. Raph soon tripped over it. Raph could not take this. He jumped to his feet and stroked Don. and stroked Don in the back. Don flew off his feet and hit the wall. Leonardo was up making breakfast. As he was doing so, he thought about Mikey. All, man. Damn, that Mikey is all, man. As he was doing so, he thought about Mikey. All, man, said Leo in a frightened voice. Where in the world is Mikey? Guys, said Leo. Have any of you seen Mikey? Raph turned from what he was doing. He was on top of Don. Oh, Jesus. He was on top of Don. Don didn't look up. He was too busy trying to get Raph off. Oh, shit. I swear to God, this is not sexual. He was too busy trying to get Raph off. Raph looked at him as if he did not know what he was talking about. No, said Raph. I have not seen him anywhere. He's probably out getting pizza, said Don, knocking Raph off. You know him. Pizza, 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 pizza. That's all he thinks about. Well, we need to find him before Master Splinter wakes up. 5 hours later, they had returned. They all were very tired. There was no sign of Mikey anywhere. He had checked everywhere. All the stores. They talked to people, and even checked the pizza place. It was not one sign, not even one. As they all sat down, they put the TV. As the turtles watched the TV, Dan sat up and went to see if Splinter had woken up yet. I fucking hope so. It's 5 fucking hours later, you lazy rat. Ooh, my God, said Don in a trembling voice. Master Splinter's room is all totaled. There was glass on the floor and his bed's all broken. Where did the glass come from? They're in the sewer. It's not broken windows.
Well, you might have a glass object that's been broken.
Maybe. How could this be? Said Leo. No, sorry. How could this be? Said, full stop. Leo, Raph, get yourself over here now, said Donnie, still trembling from what he had saw. What do you want? Said Raph, still watching the TV screen. Get over here now, said Don, shouting this time. Okay, said Raph, getting up from the TV screen. Leo followed Raph to Splinter's room. This can't be right, said Raph. No one could have done this. Quote, exclamation mark, space, full stop. We cleaned all the bad guys out of the city a long time ago, said Leo. Wait a sec, said Don. Look, there is a note on the wall, said Don a second time. As he walked up to the wall, pulling the note off the wall, Don looked at the note. Dear Turtles. Dear Turtles, you see what 2 of your crew are gone? Well, soon I will be taking you all down little by little. Then one of you will have to make a choice. If any of you want to see Mikey or Splinter again, you will meet me at the old house by the lake. You know that one. You know the old house by the lake.
It's only the one.
It's like the old bean factory. Everyone knows where it is.
The lake in New York City, yeah. I swear that this will be... I swear that this will be biggest battle of your crappy lives. This is the end. Ha ha ha. I like the fact they wrote ha 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 at the bottom of the note. Just so you get it.
Amazing.
From Shredder.
It would have been better if you put love in kisses.
Yeah, love Shredder.
Yeah.
This can't be, said Raph. We killed Shredder years ago. I don't care why he is alive. Right now we have to think of how to get Master Splinter and Mikey out of there, said Don. Leo did not say much at the time. They were thinking how to get Splinter and Mikey out of there, but you could tell that he was sad by the look on his face. He had a little teardrops in his eyes, but he tried not to show it. About an hour of thinking what to do, they had a plan. We are all ready for this, said Don. Turtle power, they said at once. What they did not know was this was going to be the most bloodiest battle ever. To be continue?
Amazing.
That's only missing a question mark.
I know, yeah.
To be continue. So, this first part of it is kind of boring, but the second part will be a lot better. I hope to make it so cool it will blow your brain out.
He will.
Oh, it already has, dude. Okay. Shall we move on to part 2, Cisco?
Yes.
Do you have any comments or notes on the final battle part 1?
I mean, it's missing a final battle, but
It's true.
It is only part 1.
It's part 1. He's already said the
But,
first part is boring.
You know, at least Donnie got Raph off.
He did.
He knocked him off.
We tried to steer clear of explicitly sexual things, and we got it anyway. Okay. The final battle, part 2. This is the best story yet in the fan fiction world. 5 exclamation points. This
Bang, 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 bang.
this story is 100% better than part 1. Please read part 1 to understand part 2. You will love this story. 17 exclamation marks. Okay. The final battle, part 2.
This is where all the action is.
I mean, look at it. You can see it's action packed.
I just see exclamation.
There is a lot
5
of
of them.
No, way
5
more than
times
5.
the excitement.
Okay. As, it's all in caps, the turtles left the sewer, they had rage deep down inside of them, and no one more than Leo. He loved his master more than any of his brothers. Yeah, fuck them. I mean, toss it. He could not stand the thought of him being gone. The 3 turtles came up with the cool night air. Each one of them took deep breath of air. They all walked together. Soon they were at the old dump place. Are we ready? Said Leo. Oh, the old dump place, Cisco. Such memories. The 3 turtles came up... No, sorry. The 3 turtles, they shook their heads. Then all at once the foot came from where they were hiding. There were more than all the people in New York City, or that's how it seemed. They were surrounded. The turtles were back to back. Then, from the side of Leo's eye, he could see Shredder! Shredder just gave him a cold look. Leo did the same. Where is my brother and Master Splinter? Said Leo with a strong voice. Each turtle was touching one of their weapons. First, you give me what I want, said Shredder. What does Shredder want?
You never said.
Okay, it's fine. Said Shredder. Leo picked up the golden sword he picked up from the sewer. Wait, we've read part 1. There was no golden sword in the sewer.
No, there was no golden sword in the sewer.
That's fine. Leo picked up the golden sword he picked up from the sewer. The turtles were able to get the sword by beating the foot up and killing Shredder, or so they thought. They have had it ever since. It is said that the sword can defeat the strongest enemy. Show me what I want, said Leo. Show me what you got, said Leo, pointing to Shredder. Very well, said Shredder. As soon as he said that, he pointed to 2 poles sticking out of the ground. It was them. They had tape on both of them. Their hands were behind their back. Raph just smiled. Hey, Leo, give them the sword, said Raph, still smiling. What in the world, Don Thought said.
Just a little sidebar.
What?
Hang on. What in the world, Don Thought said? He said it telepathically. Sorry, yes?
I'm stuck on the... They wanted them to see them, and they were just on poles next to them, so the only thing they needed was Shredder to point it out.
Show me what I want. They're right there, dude.
Amazing.
Look. Okay. I've completely lost words. Okay. What in the world, Don Thought said? That's not like Raph just to smile, while our master and brother are D'ing. Thought Don. Mikey was all beat up. He was? Okay. He had blood all over his head. You could tell they were beating him up before they put him on the pole. He had blood all over his leg. It looked like his lead was about to fall off. It just hanging there by one of his vans. And even that had blood on it.
It's a bloody van.
The leg was just circling. So his leg... Okay. So obviously his leg is hanging from his vein, and even his vein had blood on it. I should fucking hope so. His leg was just circling. This is getting gruesome. Okay. Splinter had some blood, but not as much as Mikey. He just had some on his arm, from the rope being too tight. Do it, said Don, not really knowing why he said that. Yeah, sure. I mean, Leo took the sword that was... Okay, they clearly mean wrapped. Okay, don't take this the wrong way. Leo took the sword that was raped in the cover and tossed it to Shredder. The Shredder put his arm in the air and grabbed at it as it was flying through the air. He gripped it hard. Unfolding the cover, he placed his hand on the gold handle. He waved it in the air. Now give us what we want, said Leo. Very dumb boy, said Shredder. You fool, after all these years, you still have not learned. At least I assume that's what the laughing's like, said Shredder. Here is what I give you. The Shredder pointed at the turtles and said, Foot! Kill them! How many exclamation marks does go?
2, 4, 6, 8. Is that 10?
It's close enough. Sorry, this energy drink is really starting to mess with my stomach now. As soon as he said this, Don saw that Mikey woke up. He had no clue what was happening. Yes, said Raph, this is what I wanted. A fit to the dead. We're going to a fit to the dead. Sure, said Raph. Well, you got what you wanted, said Don, backing up from all the foot coming. Well, guys, said Leo, let's do this already. Turtle power.
Turtle power.
Yeah, you gotta scream that, because it's got like 32 exclamations.
32. How did you... I was counting that off. There's 32 exclamation marks.
I'm like Rain Man for exclamation marks. I can just tell from a distance.
Turtle power. Said Leo as the turtles ran up the foot and started to fight. Take this, said Don as he threw his staff, knocking 2 of the foot soldiers' heads off. Oh shit. He found out soon that the foot soldiers were human and not robots. The blood from knocking their heads off caused blood all over his staff. Piece of the brain was on the staff. That was
Piece of the brain.
as in P-E-E-C-E. Of the brain was on the staff. Ooh, man, said Don. I'm pretty sure that's not what they meant. This will take years to get out. Will it? Said Don, shaking off his staff. Oh, come on. Meanwhile, where Raph was fighting, he had 4 of the foot on him. He was loving it. Bring it on, he said. I mean...
That's how you read that?
Yeah.
That's like triple ellipses for each word.
He turned hid seas so fast none of the foot soldiers could see them. Take this, Raph said, while cutting all 4 of the foot soldiers' leg off in less than 5 seconds. He then watched all 4 of them helpless.
That's pretty fast. 5 seconds.
It's very Kill Bill. She chops a lot of arms and legs off.
What she does.
Yeah,
that's very true.
The Go-Go fight
Yeah.
versus the 88.
Yeah.
I like this line. They were bleeding bad from the end of what was left of their legs. The end of
Little
what was
stumpies.
There was a hole. Sorry. Clearly, yeah, W missing, that's fine. There was a whole bunch of guts just hanging out of their... No, there wasn't guts hanging out of their legs, come on. There was a whole bunch of guts just hanging out of them legs. Raph placed his hand on the chest and pulled their heartes out. There was still Vans hanging out, so he just cut them with his C. He gripped the heart good, then thought... He He gripped the heart good, then threw them on the ground. He placed his foot on the hearts and slammed down on them. At that sec, blood covered up his belt. "Took care of that," he said, whipping his hands clean. Right after he did that, 13 more foot soldiers attacked him from behind. It's actually from back, but I'm getting there, I'm getting into it. Meanwhile, Shredder sat on his chair in the middle where all of the fighting was happening. He sat on a chair, a folding chair just in the middle. It's fine. His hand was placed on his chin. He knew, okay, that the turtles were winning, but he knew soon that Foot would overpower him because there were much of them. Which, as in an evil witch, made it unfair ground, and he knew it. Meanwhile, Leo was taking on 13 foot soldiers. He's spinning in circles with both swords stuck out, cutting each of the foot soldiers in half. He kept his eye on Mikey and his master. As the foot fell to the ground, they were still moving on their hands.
After being cut in half?
So he gripped the sword and stabbed at them in the head. The head splattered in half. Splattered in half. After he was done with that, he threw the sword at Mikey, just missing him. Why? It cut the ropes off. Mikey fell to the ground. The lead was still hanging on him. Fell him off. What? Now he had just one leg. Oh no, Leo, you fucked up. He was still bleeding that bad. This time he had his bones sticking out. And then Leo threw his other sword again, just messing him. It cut the rope. His body fell to the ground. I assume this is for Splinter. His body fell to the ground, hitting the ground hard. He opened one eye somehow. My son, said Splinter with a weak voice. Raph was finishing the last guys that were on him. Shredder then sat up and started to clap really loud. The whole Foot stopped fighting. They all started to clap. Wired! Shouted Raph. The Shredder pieced up the golden 2,000-year-old sword that Leo had gave him and jumped super high in the air. Then he landed on the ground, hard. He stuck the sword in Don's chest. Oh, Jesus. Blood shot out fast. The Shredder took the sword out of him very fast and shot back into the air. Then came down beside Leo. Then came down beside Leo and stuck it in his heart. 1 minute, meanwhile, Mikey was up and awake and trying to help Master Splinter up. On and off the ground. Sorry. He was trying to help Master Splinter up and off the ground. There wasn't any time for that. Byakuas, in less than 1 min, the Shredder was behead both of them. He sliced both their heads off. Oh, Jesus. Raph watched as blood spit out of both heads. No. Probably not like that, Raph said, but there was nothing he could do. I could have stopped him, but I didn't. How could I did this? No, said Raph, screaming out. Don't put it on yourself, said Shredder. Oh, he's emotionally supporting Raph. That's very nice of him. I mean, I would have killed you too, but I want a really fight. And not your pussy brothers either. Yeah, take that, the rest of the fucking turtles, you shits, said Shredder. Actually, I said that, but you know Shredder. Raph looked at Shredder with rage in his eyes. He had tear or two in his eyes. As the tears fell to the ground, he thought of all the good times he'd had with his brothers and his master. He thought of Mikey even more. Oh, Mikey must have been his favourite. He thought of all the time when he made him smile or get mad. He thought of the times that he was taking a poop. What? He thought of all the times when he's taking a poop and Mikey shot in the room and stared taking pictures of the big poops he'd had. What?
What? All right, I didn't have that on my bingo card.
Okay, okay. Mikey shot in the room and started taking pictures of the big poops he had. He then smiled again and thought of the time when Mikey said he had the biggest poop in the world. Sorry, in the whole world. Hey, it's whole spelt correctly. When Raph wiped his eyes and looked up at Shredder, he said, "Bring it, just bring it." "Okay, I will," said Shredder as he attacked Raph from behind, like his other brothers. But Raph knew this trick, and he turned around really fast and blocked the attack with his C. What?" said Shredder with a very scared look on his face. Not one of your brother could have blocked my attack." "How did you block it?" Shredder said. Raph looked up at him with still tears in his eyes and said, "Tell me something, Shredder. How did you live when we killed you and cut your head off?" Shredder then smiled and said, "Well, you see, that was not my real head.
Wait,
You
what's
see,
a real body?
it was just another person acting like me and wearing what I'm wearing right now." Raph had even more tears in his eyes this time. Shredder was wearing the same suit he wears all the time. "I did acting like me and wearing what I am wearing now." Raph had even more tears in his eyes. "What? I did this just so you would think I was dead. And it worked." Shredder picked up the old sword that he'd killed Raph's brother with and then swung it at Raph. The sword made a big cut into Raph's left arm. "Ah," said Raph as he wiped his hand around the wound. Sorry. "Ah," as he wiped his hand around the wound. The blood went through Raph's fingers. "Now I will finish you off, just like I did your brothers," said Shredder as he swung his sword a second time. This time was going for his head. To be continue. FYI, it won't be continued. That was published in 2003 and there are no more parts, damn it. So
It ends on a cliffhanger?
To be continued.
To be continued.
I mean, will Raph survive? Will he do a bigger poop?
I was going to say the biggest takeaway from that is that Mikey won't stop taking pictures of Raph's shit. And this is Raph's fondest memory of his brother, whose leg fell off and guts came out. My goodness.
See, I feel really bad because the TV Ninja Love Story I got for Hat is nowhere near as good as that.
This is pretty extra special.
I mean, that is a tough act to follow.
Right. Well, I unfortunately didn't manage to keep an eye on chat. But Anthony, I think you need to finish that. That needs a definitive end. And you have to work in the poop pictures and the golden sword that came out of nowhere.
Maybe
pretty key to the story.
Yeah.
Maybe all the turtles in Splinter are actually fake turtles in Splinter.
There you go. Just dressed the same. I mean, we can workshop this.
All just a surprise on Raph.
We can 100% workshop this into something amazing. Right. Hang on a second while I give the story and a writer a fave. That's fine. That's all fine. There they go. I mean, it published in 2003. They're going to be like, what the fuck? If that is linked to any email address they still own. Okay, so round of applause for the final battle. I don't want to clap too close to the microphone, so I'm clapping in a very stupid manner, way above my head. Okay, so yes, the final battle. Good stuff. Possibly. Well, I don't know what's going to win the night, but that is.
I mean, that's
a
strong contender. That has to be a strong contender.
I am very disappointed because the next one on the list, not necessarily the way we were going to actually do it, but actually just in the list of the ones we got, is a one for Meeks.
I think I'm not worried because I don't think I saw any of the ones I saw were as good as that. So I am worried.
Are you
now.
going to be losing? There isn't a way to lose this.
Yes,
It's just
there
whichever
is.
one wins the night is fine. You have this one, which we have to get Hat to read because he's American.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a hat one.
Alright.
It's a short one though.
Should we just go down the list? It does
we
mean
can go down the list.
that we get down to here before we welcome Tin in.
It's Britney, bitch.
Well, we can go down the list, but if we start running low on time or Tin starts feeling sleepy, we can bring Tin in
We
early.
can get Tin in early. Okay, I'll move. Oh, I don't have to do that. What I do have to do is that, though. This was a one for you and Meeks, technically. A How to Train Your Dragon Clone Wars crossover.
Amazing.
Okay.
So when I say you and
The
Meeks,
movie
you
or the
Meeks,
TV or the cartoon animated series?
the animated series.
Okay.
Oh shit! There's no way that's fitting. Hang on. Yeah, that will probably fit. Giggity. Okay. Bing. Crashed on the planet of the dragons.
Okay.
Do you want to read this one, or shall I?
I'll
continue?
read this one.
I mean, you have ones to read coming up.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Actually, no. This is too short.
No, that's 2,000 words. That's a reasonable.
Okay.
It's got multiple chapters.
Are you sure you want to read this?
I will read this.
I will move the microphone closer to your face. Okay. Oh, can you actually see now?
Okay.
Hang on. Let me make this easy for you.
Okay.
Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
Is everybody in chat ready?
I am prepared.
That's right. It is a How to Train Your Dragon Clone Wars crossover, and it was going to be for Meeks, and Meeks didn't even show up. Cisco, hang on, let me get out of your way.
Ow.
Did I just roll over your toes?
You may have.
That's fine. You don't.
It's okay. The alcohol is numbing the pain.
Remember, you're a lot closer to the microphone than normal, so.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, just start from here.
Ahsoka's point of view. I never thought this would happen. I was expelled from the Order. I didn't even do anything wrong. In fact, I was wrong.
You're already
Amazing.
wrong. So, you're already wrong.
Apparently, I was a screw-up. I was the weakest of all the Padawan in the Order. I have scars everywhere, and I have a mechanical left arm. From the socket on my shoulder to my fingertips. It's no special plating. Just 2 rods and wires for the arms, and a joint, then another 2 rods and wires, and a metal skeleton-like hand.
That's very in-depth.
I ran to my room and packed my things in tears. I had to leave my lightsabers too. I have a civilian outfit which was mostly purple and black. It was black crop top and a purple crystal heart.
This is Anthony's attire, right?
Yes, it's just Anthony's fan fiction. We found it. The skirt reached my lower calves, and the black fabric was very soft.
Very so.
Very soft.
Soft life.
It ended in purple lace, and I had a purple holster with a DC-17 like Rex's at my left hip and a clip for a lightsaber.
Who's Rex?
I don't know.
He's
Was
a
he?
clone trooper.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
So a DC-17 is a gun, then?
Yes.
Okay.
But that would just be an army-issued gun, surely. I put that along with a black necklace with a crystal purple lotus. I went outside with my backpack full of stuff. I decided I would use some credits to get a tattoo and spray paint my...
What?
And spray paint my a curled tooth headdress metallic black.
I love the fact that Ahsoka has just been immediately emoed, and now she ain't going to take it anymore. She's going to get fucking tattoos, and she's going to spray paint her helmet. Fuck you, Jedi Order, you shits.
I left Coruscant in my old Jedi starfighter with my newly painted black headdress and a new tattoo of a black spider on my right shoulder. I set course for a random set of hyperspace coordinates and set out for space. I fell asleep in the fighter and was awoken by the hyperdrive about to crash into a planet.
Oh, shit. Hang on, the hyperdrive was about to crash? Not the
Just
ship.
the hyperdrive.
Okay.
I actually was outside the ship at this point. I softened the crash and was heading for what looked like a village until a blur of black and brown moved us away from the village and I blacked out.
Eye blur of black. End of part 1. You take a sip and we shall move on to
Part
You need more than a sip,
2.
I think.
Just start
Okay.
again.
This one's looking rough.
Hiccup's point of view. A metal chunk was headed straight for Berg. I hopped on Toothless and alternated its course towards a beach. I saw something of a girl inside and she blacked out. As soon as she hit the beach, Toothless opened up a hatch-like thing and took her out. We took her back to Berg and she didn't wake up for a while. The next day she was still asleep and I showed her to the twins Snotloud and Meatlug. I stayed by her all day long and sometimes I would draw her. She had things
I
coming.
beg your pardon, sir.
She had things coming out of her head and her skin was orange. She had marking on her face that wasn't paint and I wondered what it was. I left her a glass of water if she woke up in the night and went to bed. The next day I woke up and she still wasn't awake. I realized she had some sort of weapon on her hip. I tested it out and a blue light shot out and burned a hole in the target.
What target?
I don't know. Whatever target he tested it on. Whenever I touched her tentacles on her head, she would smile and I would hear a faint purring. Oh dear.
Just ease up, mister.
Again at night, after sketching her again, I would get a fresh cup of water and leave.
Okay, but not for her. You just go off and get
he
a
wants a
cup.
drink.
Yeah.
She still got the cup of water he left her the first time.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fine,
she
that's
hasn't woke up yet.
It's important to stay hydrated.
Exactly.
Exactly.
When I woke up tomorrow, I saw her stirring in her sleep. Then her eyes started to open. End of chapter 2.
Oh, I hope this doesn't, take a nosedive. It's fine. I'm sure all fine. Okay.
All right.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Ahsoka's point of view. Everything was blurry. I could make out a very handsome human boy. My vision started to get better, and I could make out more of my surroundings. I remember what happened, and I bursted out into tears. "Hey, are you okay?" I calmed down a bit and answered, "Yeah, I'm fine. Where am I?"
Yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. What is it to you, dude?
It depends which movie. He was definitely in his teens. He was and then he got older.
He got older?
Yeah.
As time went on. Madness.
You're on Berg. Your is you as it
Yeah.
belongs to her.
Yeah.
You came crashing down from the sky in a huge hunk of metal. That was my ship. You know what you use to travel from planet to planet? He gave me a very confused look. You guys must be very prim. My arm.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with it? He took a look at her arm and saw a gash on her arm. We better get this fixed. He's been looking after her for 2 days and he didn't notice she was bleeding from the
A
arm.
giant open wound on her arm.
I'll get a needle and thread. What? Can't you just get a Bacta patch? He gave me another confused look. Come on. She walked out to the crash and salvaged some things from her ship. Ah, Bacta patches.
I think you can do that better.
Sorry. Ah, Bacta patches. She brought some stuff back to the cabin she was staying in and got the Bacta patch situated on her arm. That should do it. They stayed in an awkward silence for a while until Hiccup spoke. What are those things on your head? Those are my Leku and Montrals.
Of course they fucking are, you idiot.
That's my headphones. I dropped my headphones.
Just get your Montrals on, sister. Come on.
You can touch them if you like.
Oh, no.
Be careful. They're sensitive. He reached out to touch her Leku and he started stroking them. He heard her purring louder than last time, so he kept it up. After 5 minutes, oh fucking hell, he pulled away. Are you gonna be okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. Okay, get some rest. I want to show you something tomorrow.
If it's his penis, I'm shutting this down.
Okay, good night. Hiccup, what's yours? What?
I never asked, but thanks.
Ahsoka Tano. Well, good night, Miss Ahsoka Tano. End of chapter 3. Well, with Hat speaking, I put the wrong headphone in. Because one of mine doesn't work.
Say hi, Hat.
Hello.
Okay, it works.
He was just missing your voice, Hat.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
You're very welcome, sir.
Chapter 4. I need another drink. Okay. Ahsoka's point of view. I woke up on a very soft animal fur and wondered where I was. I started freaking out because I wasn't at the temple. Someone came through the door and saw me. He came over and I tried to get away. Hey, Ahsoka! Are you alright?
Hang on, so this is after they had their conversation?
And he stroked her for 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, I thought this was starting... Cause the way this is set up, I thought this was the last chapter, but from her point of view. But okay, that's fine.
Then it all came back to me and I burst into tears.
He stroked me for 5 minutes.
Then what I wasn't expecting is he came over, embraced Mean, and stroked her Montrails and Leku.
That just sounds dirty.
Also, he swapped perspective for half of that sentence. It's gone third person. I froze. I never got this intimate with anyone, not even my ex-master.
I should fucking hope not. With Anakin.
When she was 12 when she started her training as well. But she is adult at this point in time.
If you say so.
I know, sadly, way too much about Star Wars, the Clone Wars.
Because you're a nerd.
I am a nerd. Not even my own... I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong? He asked. No, I'm sorry. I never got this intimate with anyone. That must be pretty rough. Can you tell me why? If it's okay. It's okay if you don't. No, I will. Ever since I became my ex-master's apprentice, I just kept disobeying orders and messing up missions. That's how I got this mech arm in a battle with Ventress. I was such a failure that they expelled me from the Jedi Order with no second thoughts. Hey, I have something that might cheer you up. Follow me.
I have no concept of what the fuck you're talking about, but I've got something that might cheer you up.
You know, I don't remember Ahsoka losing her arm.
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did.
I think in this
she does not.
I think in this universe, Ahsoka's just a big.
This must be
shit, and so she got the shit kicked out.
This must have been written like because she did it. She does it in the spoilers for the Clone Wars. She does get kicked out of the Order in thing, but she does take her lightsabers with her, and then she kicks Ventress's ass. Straight
Not
after
in
leaving.
This version. Ahsoka was shit.
Okay, where was I?
I might have something to cheer you up. Follow me.
He got up and walked outside, and I followed him. Hey, where are we going? I asked. Just watch, he said, annoyingly in a joking tone. Then he yelled, "Toothless!" and jumped off a cliff.
Oh!
I panicked
Jesus
and
Christ.
rushed to the cliffside. Then he flew up on a dragon.
That's what Mick says all
Amazing.
the time, isn't it?
I just couldn't take it. I ran down to the ocean and puked.
Nice.
Amazing.
He
Too
came.
much for me.
I mean, some of the monsters they have in like the Star Wars universe, you see a dragon and you have to puke.
He came down on his dragon and started to rub my back. Are you all right? When I stopped puking, I spoke while he was still rubbing my back. Just to say, that is a good choice. Finish puking, then speak. Because if you try and speak while puking, you just puke over their face. I'm fine. It's just, that really caught me off guard. Oh, sorry. But, do you want to train one? Then I stared at him like he was crazy and he laughed. Come on, I'll show you. He took my hand and led me to a place with many other dragons. There were 3 other boys and a girl. Hey guys, this is Ahsoka. She's come to train a dragon of her own. Ahsoka, this is Snotloud, Fishlegs, and the twins.
I assume those are real people.
Yes, that Snotloud.
Fish legs.
Snotloud is the isn't he the biggest one, and then so the not the fat one. I don't know.
I have no clue. Ask Meeks. It wasn't here. Continue.
Hi, I waved. Hello. Hey. Hi. Snotloud was the first to speak. What are those things on her head? Those are her Montrals and Leku. They're really sensitive, so don't flick them or do anything.
Like I did while she slept, apparently.
Or do anything to hurt them. They're for hearing. If they're damaged, I could go deaf on that side. So you don't want to pick a. So do you want to pick a dragon? There are a lot to choose from. I walked into the place where they keep them and looked at all the dragons. What really caught my eye was a dragon that looked like a bird of some sort. She looked neglected, like I was back at the temple. What's that one? I walked over to her. That's Stormfly, Fishlegs said. She's really weak and doesn't go far. She was neglected by whoever had her first, and we tried helping her. Nothing worked. I came up to her in amazement and let her.
Sure.
She's perfect. Then, in a quieter tone, I spoke to her. Hey, girl.
No. Hey, girl.
Sorry. Hey, girl. How would you like it if I flew you?
If you know what I mean.
That seemed to perk her up a bit. She seems to like you. Maybe you can help her, Hiccup said. Yeah, I will. End of chapter 4.
I'm assuming Astrid is dead in this universe, yes, because she doesn't seem to exist. Although they did say there was one female, but it wasn't
No, it's
Astrid.
just one of the twins.
Yeah, but it wasn't Astrid, yeah. So, okay. Oh, you need more gin
I've got more chapters.
before continuing?
We need a lot more gin for where this is going.
I should just get a really long straw and stick it in the top of the bottle.
A silly straw, obviously.
Oops.
Okay.
Alright. Hang on.
Oh, is this the last chapter? Oh no, there's one more. Okay, it's...
Oh, okay, this isn't the point of view. This is Ahsoka's journal. Thursday, August 28th. She's writing, as I'm assuming, in Earth calendar for whatever reason. For the next, however long it's going to take to help Stormfly, I'm going to do all I can to heal her, feed her, and nurse her back to health. This is going to take a long time. So first things first, I need to heal the scratches and bones. Nothing Bacta can't fix. Okay, apparently Bacta gives rashes to dragons. I need to come up with another way to help her. Force healing. This time, this is totally going to work. By the way, is it BT dubs? For future reference to my future self, never use Bacta on dragons. Back again, journal. Okay, so first healing, DOS work. Check that off the list. Pencil on paper sound. What? Because when I'm reading her journal, she wrote pencil on paper sound.
Oh. Yeah, that's very, very weird.
I even boosted her strength a little. 2. That's bad. Like, you guys can't see, but I even boosted her strength a little, comma.
Space.
2.
Space. 2.
So she can get back on track. You would not believe what happened with Hiccup. He put some of the Bacta on his hand and realized nothing happened, then high-fived me, and our hands were stuck together for an hour. What? Batter's not that sticky. Like I would know. Good thing neither of us had to use the fresher. Saturday, August 30th. She apparently missed Friday.
Fuck Friday.
I did a few more things.
Maybe she's not a daily journalist.
No, she's explaining. I did a few more things when I was gone. I created a diet meal for her that seems to be really working. Next week she should be at full health. This is going by fast. I already started teaching her things like who to shoot with spikes and who not to shoot with spikes. Until next time.
Very important.
End of chapter 5.
Alright. How much more is there? None, that was it!
Oh, but
Yay!
Oh, that's a shame.
That is a shame. Chapter 6 was just a, hey, sorry about not writing much. But, oh, no, not just, hey, sorry about writing stuff. I'm very sorry, but I'm discontinuing all of my fanfics.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah. That's fine. They moved on to bigger and better things, I'm sure. So, Ahsoka is shit. Gets kicked out of the Jedi Academy, or whatever, temple. Jumps into hyperspace to a random location, crash lands on How to Train Your Dragon Berg Island, or whatever. Almost starts a romance with Hiccup, but thankfully doesn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of purring.
Ah, okay.
A lot of stroking and purring, but
A gentle clap. I'll leave them a fave. Thank you very much for your service. Whew. How do you feel, Cisco, after having to read one of them? Does it knacker you?
It is exhausting. I am going to go for a piss.
Well, that was right into the microphone, so that's wonderful.
No, I'm not pissing into the microphone. Be grateful.
We are always grateful that you're not pissing into the microphone. Okay, what's next? Oh, no clap, huh? Tin, you don't give them a clap for that, huh? That's not clap worthy.
Brutal.
I think we should probably get one for you to read next, Hat. What is this one?
I am ready.
What the fuck? That's right, definitely what you want to hear. Oh no, okay, I'm not going to get you to read that one. I didn't know that one got blue. So I won't have you read that one because I mean, I know you obviously could. Oh, the one that. Oh, I know Cisco found one for you. He's not here to stick up for it, but apparently it's 167 words, which he did not inform me of.
That's not a lot of words.
It is not, no, but it's definitely one for you to read, so... Such as it is a Godzilla and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air crossover.
Amazing! Amazing! I must read this.
Is that for Hat?
This is going to be for Hat to read, yes. I'll wait until you're back, Cisco, obviously. He's taken his gin and gone back to the kitchen.
I hope there's a wrap in
I'm
it.
replacing with peanut butter whiskey for the next.
You're back with a whiskey. Okay, Hat. This one is for you.
Alright.
Oh, hang on, I need to put the story title up. Which, you know, any good host would have already done. You know what? That's probably going to fit. That's fine.
Check your browser before checking fanfiction.net.
God, I mean,
Oh,
you really
well.
should, dude.
Doesn't like my cookies. Let's try guest mode in Chrome.
Godzilla versus Uncle Phil. I mean, it's short enough that
This
I could...
one was another one for Meeks though, because it was. But you know, you're looking at Godzilla and you see a crossover with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You have to go.
You've got to click on that shit.
Here's a tip from my browser friends. Incognito mode isn't really private. Websites and hackers can still see what you do. You are exposed to 4 privacy risks, including some ads for ladies' swimwear, which is delightful, and also boats. So there's a theme.
Ladies' boats?
Ladies' boats in swimwear.
Boats and ladies' swimwear, which go together. I mean, you know, you got a boat, you better get a lady with some swimwear. All right, I've got this ready. Are we good? Are we ready?
We're
We are
good to
ready.
go, Hat. In your own time.
Paint
All
us a
right.
word
Should I read the title?
You can do.
All right.
Yeah.
The title is Godzilla vs. Uncle Phil. Will! Uncle Phil exclaimed as he was watching the news of Godzilla wrecking Bel Air. Yeah, Uncle Phil, Will Smith said as he was playing some basketball with Carlton. What the heck is this? Oh, that's Godzilla, Dad, Carlton said as he smirked.
That's just Godzilla. I mean, come on.
Everybody knows Godzilla.
Uncle Phil squinted. Somebody should teach him a lesson. Will then pulled out a nuclear bomb. Well, if you need to go big, I did find this just outside the garage.
What the fuck?
Will, no! Uncle Phil and Carlton screamed as the nuke went off, with Uncle Phil screaming as he became several stories high. Godzilla was blasting everyone with his atomic breath, and he stopped to see his new challenger. He didn't seem affected by this new presence as he roared loudly at him, with Uncle Phil bellowing back as he gave the King of Monsters a solid tackle to the ground. Will and Carlton emerged from the remains of the destroyed mansion as they couldn't believe what they were seeing. End of story.
Cisco, that was just a tease.
I know. It's not my fault.
It is your fault. You picked
I
it.
didn't write it.
No, but you definitely picked it. The end.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I'm not naming any of the authors, but that author, as you'll notice, has an amazing name, Hat.
I got in one little fight and my mom said got scared. Sent me off to see 20-story tall uncle in Bel Air.
Well.
I hope the taxi guy made it.
Oh, he will have.
He had a fresh license plate.
I almost made Hat read the Mandalorian one we had, except I didn't realize it got a bit X-rated. So I pulled the plug on that. If I'm going to read that, I'll have to read that myself. I'm not going to put our guests through that sort of thing. It's fine. Anyway, Godzilla versus Uncle Phil. A little shorter than we were expecting. Should we... I mean, you found a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one for Hat. If you want. Hat's already... He's already in it now.
What do you mean?
I'm committed.
Okay.
Do you want to just give him his...
Okay, we can give just you know, I have to say it is not as good as
What are you talking about? The opening line is amazing.
Oh yeah, no, it I don't think it's as good as the other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one. Now that we've gone through it.
It'll hey, Hat will make it work.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Hat is a professional.
He will paint us a word picture, and everybody will be in awe.
All right, there you go.
All right.
A
Copy
life
the link.
to live. Let's get this up and running. Yeah, that title.
I have to consent to terms. Okay.
Consent.
I have consented.
Well, you always should seek consent, Hat.
I'm just saying, everybody should ask for consent.
A
A life to live.
to
Right, well, I won't read the title. The author. Summary. It was once a childhood I couldn't do without until I had to. Join me in my plot to escape New York with my favorite turtles.
Hell yeah.
Chapter 1. Existing.
I'm laughing already.
Oh my god.
It's an amazing opening line.
This is amazing. Okay. Existing is a type of existence.
Yes, it fucking is.
Surviving two, as in the number two, not two. Losing is a whole other ballgame.
Surviving to
Maybe.
what?
Maybe if I did more than exist, then I wouldn't feel so depressed and scared. I fear that my life will be cut short, as the lives of my family have. Witness protection, an organization to keep bad guys guessing. I had come home one night to find something horrible. Things were not as I had left them. I screamed and panicked for a short while, then finally pulled myself together enough to call the police. They came, and I was moved to a place I didn't want to be, New York City.
Ooh, take that. Fucking Big Apple.
You couldn't leave New York City. It wasn't possible.
Is this Escape from New York City? It's just like a giant walled up city.
Only 21 bridges to choose from, and if you've got a decision-making disorder, that's 21 too many. I fought against them the whole way, but they succeeded. I was placed in New York, in a brownstone building in Manhattan. I had to survive, and I could not rely on the police. I didn't trust them, and I felt trapped.
A-cap.
I felt like bait, waiting without a guarantee of being saved from the shark. In my quest to survive, I sought a way to defend myself. I was not going to sit and wait to die. No, I was going to find a way to leave and or live. And or is very, very important there.
Leave dead or leave alive. It's either way. It's fine.
One or the other, or both. In my quest to live, I sought a way to escape New York. Beside my brownstone was a manhole, and I took many precautions in setting up my access. I secretly switched out the cover, making a wooden copy to make it easier to remove, because that shit's heavy.
Hey, you need easy access to a manhole.
Oh dear.
I took small wooden crates down to a dry spot. Many larger crates pepper the alley in which the manhole, W-H-O-L-E,
Oh, Cisco, is this how you found this one?
No.
Were you searching for manholes?
I was not searching for manholes. I mean, I'm always searching for manholes.
I began looking for other ways to hide the manhole, spelled correctly this time, using a carpet to cover existence. So it's carpet on top of...
So she'd put carpet
wooden
outside
stake.
in the alley on top of the wooden manhole cover that she made.
Yes.
The old cover I put in a large crate full of bulletproof material.
Sure.
It's just lying on the street there.
Labeled bulletproof material.
No one came to see what I was doing. My skate would be quick.
What?
For skating now. I also went to see which way I needed to go. Looking up sewer plans was not an option, so I did a combination of having a close-up map to the ocean above ground and used the covers to track which tunnel I needed. Escape to ship was my plan. Any cargo ship I could stow aboard. Getting out of the sewers was something that was difficult, because I had to get out as close to the docks as I could. I was just barely close enough. Getting money was the next step. The preservative food crates were taken to another spot close to dogs. I was working to do this, and I was almost sure I had invisible help. I left a note of thanks.
To the dogs?
To someone, the invisible helper. The money I gather, I never took all at once. I emptied my accounts, because we've got banks, apparently, in the sewers. Then made sure to get any checks later, because checks are important in the sewer. I store the money with preservatives, because checks need salt. Learning as much as possible to keep track of everything I had. The note I left from my secret help was also an offer to take them with me, giving them an option to continue life in another state or country. I made sure to check the next night for an answer. I was surprised to find not only an answer, but for obviously depressed humanoid turtles.
Fucking Fucking obviously.
Mega
Obviously.
obs.
Teenage Mutant Ninja depressed humanoid turtles. Oh.
Hello, with a period, I said, walking up to them. They were huddled around the lamp, blankets draped over their shells, one with a blue mask and swords that up.
Oh, those fucking swords.
Who are you? He asked. My name is Elizabeth Kiefer. I left a note wondering if you would like to come with me. I figured you might want to get out of New York while you could. New York's a death trap. I'm not supposed to be here. The state governments thought it was a good idea to, quote, hide me here. I'm not hidden here. I'm trapped, caged in the most dangerous state of America.
Oh, shit.
California being second.
Can I just say that line just made me think so much of Neil Breen when I read it.
So yeah, I'm getting out, making a new life for myself. I looked at their facing, seeing the hope and the pain. I looked back at the first one. I want to help. You look like you need it. Badly. He gave a small nod. What's your name? I asked, kindly, softly. Leonardo. I've heard about you. You're widely known. He tensed, stepping back. I accept you, I said. I want to help. He stared at me, then looked at his brothers. What do you think, Mikey? He asked. Mikey, a turtle with an orange mask, nodded. I believe her, he said. You guys hungry? I asked. Not really, the one in red replied, which is clearly wrong. They always want pizza. But breaking out of the story there's always
it
want pizza.
is definitely, you know,
There's an opening for a pizza there.
canonically speaking, if you ask the turtles they're hungry, they want pizza. Especially Mikey. That's what he's known for.
I went to the small crate and lifted the lid. Hey, Mikey, catch, I called as I tossed a small bag of potato chips. I know you're not all that hungry, but a little bit won't hurt, I said, and I turned to the one in the purple. Did you want anything specific? Coffee, he replied. As Meeks from Off Frame said, Woo, we've got coffee?
Oh, man.
I smiled. I don't have any right now, but I can get some. I just need to know what coffee beans you like best. Those store better than grounds, and I can get a grinder. The machine very well might have to be you. He nodded, and I touched his shoulder.
This is so awkward. I'm also very confused.
I looked at Leo. I know the look you all share. Leo tensed. Raph looked up. I understand and know it well. I can only guess, so I won't say, but I will tell you how I know. I looked at all of them. My parents and my brothers were killed, so I know what it's like to lose a family member. They looked at me with wide eyes. I went over and hugged Mikey, who after a moment hugged back. He was shaking, and I gripped as hard as I could. It's okay, Mikey. I gotcha. I'll keep you guys hidden and safe. I'll also grab more stuff for the trip. I then looked at Leo without letting go of Mikey. What do you guys need? I asked. Blankets? Anything? Leo shook his head. We pretty much got things covered, he replied. Then I'll make sure to get coffee and a few heavy blankets, like quilts. I've got one and it's pink. So I'll get darker colors. I'll also get the coffee machine so you can rig it, I said, pointed to Don. That should make it a little easier. Don nodded. I looked at Leo again. Did you guys want a heater down here? I asked. That would be nice, Don replied. I nodded. Okay, I'll get that. We can't hook it up to my building or they'll charge me. We'll need that money later. We've got our own accounts, Don said. It's responsible banking.
They do? The turtles have a own...
I love the thought of the turtles just wandering into a bank to open an account.
Well, okay.
They've got it at the TMNT credit union.
So taking a step out of this at the moment, I am so confused. The turtles are depressed in New York and answer an anonymous
York is an
note.
absolute hole. They've established that you can't even get out once you're in.
Yeah, but they answered an anonymous note that said,
Nobody leaves New York, not even Snake Plissken.
I am so confused as the person who's writing this has a weird self-insert where they're caring for the turtles.
Yes,
who
and
want
bringing them coffee and potato chips.
I
Which, you know, like, surely you order the pizza.
this is blowing my mind.
Oh.
Okay, Hat, sorry, you
Yeah.
can continue.
Great then. Can I transfer stuff to one of them? I'm attempting to disappear, so I'm working on emptying and closing my accounts. In fact, I have a lot of cash stored in these crates. I just haven't gotten a new identity yet. Don, I can help with that, Raph commented.
What?
Yeah, once we've got a portable hooked up, he can use my laptop. Don and I will get that tomorrow night, Leo said. Cool. And I'll make sure to get the other things tomorrow after work. I've got one more paycheck to get. Then I can put in my 2 weeks' notice. That's very polite.
Yeah, she's running
You have a life
away
here.
forever, creating a new existence. But she's going to work her notice.
Yeah.
You have a life here. Why help us? Raph asked. Because where where I'm at isn't living. It's surviving. And I'm not going to put up with being trapped. Right now, I'm headed for Central America, which is so much safer than New York City.
Well,
Then I'm going to Florida, which is in the way.
Going to Florida via Central America.
Geography fans.
I think they mean like Central United States rather than
Probably.
Central America.
Yeah.
Via Florida. Sorry,
Yeah.
no, Florida via Central America.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's called the Midwest. We can get a car there and travel to anywhere else. I would prefer Nebraska or Colorado, which is to the west of Central America, aka the Midwest, but I digress. Leo nodded. That's a good plan. Guys, they agreed in their own ways.
What does that mean? Okay.
I nodded. Good. Now do what you guys want me to stay down here with you? Or did you want me to check in the morning? We'll be fine, Leo replied. Okay. See you in the morning, guys.
The end?
I think so. I don't see a link to
Chapter
another
1.
chapter.
It says chapter 1 of question marks, so there was supposed to be a chapter 2, but that one was posted 2.5
That one
years
was
ago.
the most baffling. I mean,
Coffee and potato chips. We're gonna sail down to Central America, then come back to Florida, and then go through the Midwest, and then end up in Colorado.
Meeks, you have missed multiple of your stories. You missed How to Train Your Dragon, and it's your own fault.
Yeah.
So, this is the first one that has baffled me like bad movies baffle me when
No,
I'm trying to
that's-
figure out what the plot is. Because somebody is put into witness protection and forced to live in New York. And they will do anything to get out of New York.
Yeah.
So they're going to run away forever. And
But-
somebody is helping them. So they leave a note saying, hey, I'm leaving. If you want to leave with me, you can. And it turns out to be the turtles, who are depressed for reasons unstated. And then suddenly she's looking after them. And she's like, hey, do you need anything? It's like, you're the one running away, and they've just shown up to... And she's looking after them and feeding them and bringing them blankets because they can't do any of this on their own, even though they have their own turtle bank accounts. Ooh.
And a laptop. apparently.
And I hate to hasten to mention, no mention of Master Splinter.
Who I assume is the one who died. Because she said, I know what it's like to lose family.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It was implied.
Oh my god, it all makes sense now.
It's the most sense.
Yep, at the local turtle credit union.
They're all running
It's very
off to
turtley.
Central America and then Florida.
It's really going around your ass to get your elbow.
Hey, if people are chasing out, that's the last thing they'll be expecting.
Okay, so let's go. I think here's how we're going to do this next one. We will do one of Danae's, who can watch later. This one, which we both need to do. Then you can do Matt's. Then I think we bring Tin in, the queen of the stream.
Yeah.
And then maybe we do some of Meeks's
I don't know if
toward
Meeks,
the end
Meeks
of the
is
stream.
Really
If there's any,
late. I don't know if he deserves his.
if there's any time left,
You know what? Had I kept the Bambi and the Thing / crossover where Elsa kills the Thing while Bambi's having sex with it, then I would have read that just to spite him. And yes, Meeks, I read that today. I have that in my brain.
yeah.
I couldn't write that sentence that you just spoke without dying laughing.
Now there's a
Sarah would find me dead on the floor.
And by the
sentence.
And by the Thing, Meeks, we're not talking the Fantastic Four thing. We're not talking Rock Monster. We're talking the weird tentacle thing from John Carpenter's The Thing.
Now, there is a Mulan / Lord of the Rings story on here.
He doesn't deserve Mulan / Lord of the Rings that I
Real.
spent ages finding. And
But you'll just have to wait. Right, so next we will do one for Danae. Fuck you, Mix.
And I shall return momentarily as the puppos need a little going out.
On the town. Alright, so
I shall return.
I'm not going to tell people the title of this one. I'm just going to reveal it, quite frankly. Because, you know. I mean, Danny will love it. There's no two ways about it.
the thing is, if you don't know Chris Morris, this title is just going to baffle you.
Oh, shit. Will that fit? It'll fit. Of course it'll fit. It'll have to fit. Okay, so, okay, so this is going to be a bit of a weird one. It's going to be the two of us, so I'll try and keep that in the middle. Now, the reason this is a bit of an odd one is this is a fan fiction write-up of an episode of the Chris Morris series The Day to Day, a satirical news program mocking news in the UK in the 90s.
Yes.
So so there's a lot of text that just explains what you're seeing on the screen, and that sort of thing. It'll all make perfect sense to Danny.
Yes. I mean, it'll make no sense to anybody else except us.
You will be playing the part of Scott, and Tim. I think I'll end up doing the rest. I might make you do... Oh, that's a horrible sentence. I might make you do Boris Johnson as well.
Oh, no. I'd rather cut my dick off.
Okay, so... stick with us. This one's going to be a bit of a weird one. But Danny, who is not here, who will be watching in replay, will love it. So here we go. How do we start this one right? Images of Cliff Richard singing at Wimbledon. Cliff Richard has said he will be Sorry, I immediately tripped over that one. Cliff Richard has said he will masturbate during the final verse of Devil Woman as a tribute to the Queen on the day of her Jubilee. Images of Victoria Beckham and David Beckham playing with their son Brooklyn. After Jordan's claim to give birth on the internet, Victoria Beckham has said she will have a digicam inserted into her womb, allowing the British public to watch her unborn child gestate live on cable. Do you want to? You can hum the theme tune if you want.
I can't. I'm too drunk.
Then you can do the voiceover of Michael St. John.
Okay. The Day to Day, wiping the semen of lies from the eyes of the blind whore of truth.
Dun, 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 dun. Internal, the day-to-day studio. Chris is sat at the desk. Behind him, a picture of a gun and a DJ headphones crossed over each other like the old Russian flag. Evening, Squire. Controversial DJ Sarah Cohen has been blasted today after equally controversial comedian Scott Jones shot dead a coffee boy who was simply doing his rounds that morning. We go over to Ted Mall with a special report. We must warn you that due to its content, some people may be offended by the words twat, shit, and vagina. External, a radio station. Day. In front of the radio station stands Ted Mall. Sarah Cohen... Sorry. I'm laughing at my own Ted Mall impersonation. Sarah Cohen has courted controversy since she first started at Radio Fab back in April. Even then, on her first day, the bright-eyed, firm-breasted DJ, who should have been a role model to every girl in the country, was heard to utter the words bum and willy at a time when children who were skiving off school may have heard them. Then in May, she shocked the country by claiming that in the morning she happens to urinate before she leaves the house. However, it seems the nation's tart has gone one step too far when she allowed comedian Scott Jones to kill someone live on air. Internal, a studio. The studio is decked out to look like a large pair of spread legs. In between the legs, on a couch, sits Scott Jones and the Prime Minister. Scott Jones is dressed head to toe in Kappa clothes. Ted Moore's voiceover. Scott Jones is better known for playing Kappa B, a Manchurian rapper who speaks on behalf of today's youth.
Hello, Prime Minister. All right?
The studio audience laughs hysterically.
Hello, Kappa.
The Prime Minister says.
You is a cunt.
The studio laughs even harder. A montage is shown, a series of clips from a film starring Kappa B. Ted Mall voiceover. Scott Jones was on Sarah Cohen's breakfast show to promote his new movie, Kappa B in the Motherfucking House, biatch, which comes out next month. Internal, an office, daytime. Ted is sat at a desk with a tape recorder. There were only 3 minutes into the interview when the unthinkable happened. He presses play on the tape recorder and the camera focuses in.
Who's this coming in? That's Stuart, our office boy. You alright, Stuart? Not... Sorry.
That's two different people, by the way, but it's fine. That's Scott and Sarah.
Oh. They both began with it. In fact, all three began with S.
That's Stuart, our office boy. Alright, Stuart. You can be Stuart as well if you want.
Not too bad. What a twat!
Oh, he isn't that bad, are you, Stewpot? What's that?
It's a gun, in it!
A gun goes off and Sarah starts screaming. Edward presses stop on the tape. How can something like this happen? We spoke to Tim Dobbins, the producer of Sarah Cohen's show, the head of security at Radio Fab. We asked him to explain Sarah's behaviour. Internal, a radio studio. Camera is focused on Tim Dobbins.
Well, it's shocking, really. I mean, Sarah knew what Scott is like. I mean, I knew what he was like when I booked him for the show. If Sarah fails to take an interest in the guests and what they're producing from their pockets, then she deserves the death penalty. I mean, she knew the gun was there. Why didn't she?
That's fine. External, a street, day. Ted is walking down the road towards the camera. Why didn't she indeed? It seems to this reporter that Sarah's failure to control her guests has resulted in the death of a young boy who, with 2 GCSEs, may have ended up being Prime Minister in the future. Thanks, Oscar.
I like this game.
Where was I? We tried to get a word with Mr. Jones, but were only able to get through to his agent, who had this to say. A screen comes up with the agent's quote. Next to the quote is a picture of Kappa B pretending to sodomize a blown-up doll with a picture of Charlotte Church's face stuck to it. Scott Jones refuses to comment on the incident at Radio Fab. He feels that he's been mistreated by Sarah Cohen and is taking 2 weeks off in Jamaica before he continues the promotion of his movie. We cut back to the street. As for Sarah Cohen, well, she's been arrested and will face trial for manslaughter in 4 weeks. I'm sure I speak on behalf of the entire country when I say I hope they let the bitch burn. Edward looks up to the sky and gives a thumbs up. Stuart, this report's for you. We fade to black. A picture of Stuart comes up with the date 1980 to 2002. Video Killed the Radio Star starts to play. We cut to the day-to-day studio. I'm sure our thoughts are all with Scott Jones and his family at this time. Now a quick look at tomorrow's headlines. Chris picks up the papers. The Pope explodes inside Jar Jar Gabor's on the front of the Mail. Mick Hucknall is Anne Widdecombe's love slave, cries the Times. And the Sun goes with the headline, Sarah Cohen is a cow, But look at her udders. A humorous reference to the enormity of Sarah Cohn's surgically enhanced breasts there. He drops the rest of the papers on the floor. That was the day today when the day of... Oh, sorry, I'll try that one again. That was the day today when Today movie star Harrison Ford said he was going to have his first gay experience televised during the halftime show at the Super Bowl next year. Good night.
What?
So there you go.
That's not how halftime at the Super Bowl works.
Future Danny, we found a day-to-day fan fiction for you. Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
Why do we do these things,
Amazing.
honestly? Right.
I got ice cream.
Oh, good. At least you got ice cream, huh?
Oh, it's very good.
Fact me until I fart. Okay, so what's the one we said we were going to do off this one? Should we have you, Giggity, do maths for him? I'm sure
Yes.
he's been
Well,
waiting.
Do we want to get Tin in? It's nearly 11 o'clock and Tin has been waiting patiently.
Is waiting patiently the right word? Or waiting
She's been
horrified?
Waiting terrified.
Horrified of the moment when we're going to call her in. Well, I'll let you choose.
Okay, well, I'll do maths and then we do Tin.
Okay.
No, wait.
Uh,
I'll do maths and then we let Tin read things.
fucking phrasing, boyo. Okay, let's... I know nothing about Full Metal Alchemist, I must say.
Neither do I.
And I was going to say neither does Cisco, so... we can't verify what is ridiculous and what isn't. Don't get too excited about the title, Meeks. Bing! Dragon in the Silver Mask.
All right.
Okay, this is actually... Is that okay, or do you want that?
That I prefer that.
This? Dragon in the Silver Mask.
That wasn't part of the story.
I'm sure it is.
In the night of the woods in the mid-1500s, a man wearing a habit clothes that monks
Hang
wear.
on. In the night of the woods.
In the night of the woods in the mid-1500s, yeah.
Okay.
A man wearing habit clothes that monks wear, riding on his horse at high speed as if something is chasing him through the woods on a grassy, slightly narrow path. He turns around for a brief moment, then suddenly some figure dropped right in front of them, causing the horse raises its front legs and neighs, as the man tries to keep himself not falling off from the animal as he sees what is blocking his way. It is something that he was trying to get away by the horror on his face.
You're not Ted Moore, you know.
I'm stuck in newsreader.
The figure is not human.
The body is humanoid, but larger than the average human by the length, width, and mass, and also not organic from the sound of the metal that was heard upon impact when it lands in front of him. Did you really think you could outrun me, Time Lord? The robotic, low voice came from the figure. I thought it'd be worth a shot, the man on the horse replied. What do you want from me? The knowledge of time travel, your TARDIS, the figure replied. Sorry to break it to you, buddy, but I don't know where my TARDIS is. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I even came to Earth with the TARDIS. I sort of turned up here, the man said. The figure began to take steps forward, the man and his horse as it sticks out its arm with a blade.
The horse sticks out its arm?
With which a blade-like sword shot out of its arm, gripped the handle with its hand and held it in front as the man tugged on the leading rope, but enough to single from the horse to walk backward.
A blade-like sword. How many swords are unblade-like, honestly?
I will force you to tell me, the skeletal robot humanoid roared. How many lives have you got? I've gone pirate. I have all night. Suddenly, from a strike to the figures in the vacant eye socket with sparks flying out, the figure yells in agony.
What?
Despite being a robotic being, the man can able to get to see what struck in it, which appears to be an arrow. By the position of the impact of the arrow, the man can tell it came from his right. He knows the chance to escape. He whipped the leading rope as the horse began throttle towards the figure with no hesitation of stopping. The horse rammed to the skeletal figure to the ground and continued on trotting away.
That means it knocked it down and went, yeah, boy, and just trotted off.
Yeet.
Alphonse is reading a book. That is one of the works of Lawrence Hughes, which is actually a friend of the Doctor, which may not be surprising since he spends his life on Earth and a time traveller. He began to hear electrical wobbling.
As we all do every time.
That in which fading into the ears, he looked away from the book, trying to capture the final word of the sentence, to have a mental note on where he left off, only to see a floating spherical dome with a face icon indicator, which is currently displaying a smiley face.
Holy
fucking hell! That's a long sentence with no punctuation.
That's one long sentence.
I was about to say, they're not the only ones waiting for the end of a sentence.
Young Alphonse, do you have any idea where the Doctor might be? It asked. Alphonse sticks out his thumb, and it has a point to him.
Yes, it does.
He's near the fireplace. Thank you, young Alphonse, the droid said as it began to float past him, with the expression changed to something that makes it look anxious. It reaches where Alphonse said the Doctor might be, in the position as if he's trying to get it working. What do you want, Vakwa? The Doctor spoke, which made the droid stop dead. There was no reply coming from the drone. The Doctor twists his torso around to face the droid. Well, the Doctor spoke again. Well, we must concern about Sawaka. You deliberately waited until I was drunk to get me to read this. The drone spoke once again, mentioning the name of the Doctor's
groin.
Dr. Groin in irritation. Drop his head low. You seem a way to do that. Vakwa said. The Doctor lifted his head back up towards the floating drone. What do you expect, Vakwa? The Doctor said. You have been bugging me about it for some time. As Zakwaku is still out there, God knows where, the drone said. Alfonso walked to the same spot where the Doctor and the drone are, where the Doctor and the drone are, where at still have the book he was holding in his hand. Why do you have a fireplace in the library? Alphonse asked. The Doctor shifted his view to his human companion. I don't see why not, he replied. It gives out the mood.
It fucking does. Have you seen our background?
Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
Did you already ask me that? Alphonse nodded slightly. Yeah, in your point of view, very long time ago. You gave me the same answer with the add of, it's my ship and I can decide where I put the fireplace where I want. The Doctor intercepted with the middle of Alphonse speaking. The Doctor got up to his feet. You know, even I have changed. I'm still the Doctor, you know, Alphonse. Alphonse simply nods his head. Yeah, I know. The Doctor tilted his head to one of his side of his shoulders while still having his gaze on him. Do you know? Doctor may intrude on this unnecessary conversation, the drone spoke. The Time Lord immediately raised his hand up. Yes, I know, Kwaku, the Doctor said as he walks between them directly to the entrance of the TARDIS library as the other two began following him. Soon they entered the TARDIS control room. You even know that, yes, the rogue could be anywhere. The Doctor said as he got closer to the console. But you know how to track it, Alphonse said. Actually no, the Doctor admits. But it wouldn't hurt to take a jab at it. Oh, fuck.
I'm just scrolling down.
Vakwa hovered to the right next to the Time Lord. May I assist as I could help, as I could be much help? The Doctor turned his head, floating turns his head. They're floating marble. No, the Doctor replies. The TARDIS will not like that. It's less ixta, axi vacua said. That's differente. How a drone as well? So how? He's a drone as well. The Doctor sighs. Fine. Do what you want, he said in defeat. The drone began to hover to the other side of the TARDIS console. Then it seemed that the drone is trying to access the TARDIS itself. You think that's wise? Alphonse asked. No, but anything to shut the drone up, the Doctor replied as he continued messing with the controls. I guess it will keep drone quiet more than should we find the criminal, Alfonso suggested.
Sure.
The Doctor lifted his head to the man with golden hair and eyes.
He's got eyes? What? All this time, I didn't think he had eyes. He had eyes this entire
fucking time he's had eyes.
Fuck!
He wants to say something, but couldn't as he knew Alphonse is right. He loudly inhales and exhales as he looks back down at the panel of the control console. Oh, Alphonse, how I do miss you. But you're right. In order to keep Za Si Vacua from not bothering me so much, we have to find the criminal. And I think I know who to help. The Doctor said, to the point there being a whirring noise fading in which caught the Time Lord off guard. What's that noise? Alphonse looks to the side of the console to the source of the noise which is coming from. What?
To the source of the noise which the noise is coming from. Yeah.
It's coming from him, Alphonse says as he posts the drone. Get it out, the Doctor said. Whoa, got very graphic. Alphonse grabbed Zazie Vacua with both hands and began to pull him from the console, but to no avail. The whirring continuously become more high-pitched. He's not budging. Alphonse, get away from the console, the Doctor said. I just can't leave him here. Alphonse shouted. That's an in-joke for you.
Yeah.
The console is gonna overload. Suddenly, the panel where the drone and Alphonse are violently burst into flames right in front of them, causing the Time Lord to shield himself with his arms. For a brief moment, he looks back from the explosion to see only but thick smoke. Alphonse!
The end. So...
I just can't leave him here!
So...
Amazing.
I assume that was... what was it? What was Matt's thing? Full Metal Alchemist. I assume that was something to do with that.
I assume Alphonse is from Full Metal Alchemist.
I don't know. There was a skeletal
or
person
maybe
earlier.
Zazie Zakwa?
Don't say that just yet, Tim, because, I mean, we
You're
said
next.
we were going to be doing your one next. So maybe you'll be happier to hear the end of that one. Now, good job Meeks is here, because he wouldn't want to miss Tins. Where's Tins going? There it is. Through passion, I gain strength. Strong. It's not too long, it's fine. It's 1,010 words.
Hi, 10.
That was an interesting way to join stream, Tin.
Have you
Petrified.
have you enjoyed it so far?
Enjoyed is a interesting way to put it. Sure.
You've managed to survive thus far.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's far too long a title.
What is this? No. Where's the thing?
I haven't passed it on yet. Don't worry.
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
setting up things on the stream. Bing! Through passion, I gain strength. Now we wanted to find. Well, first of all, Tin, we need to have a little bit of a chat, so it's fine.
Yes,
First
well,
of all,
I hope
it's not Valkorian.
Valkorian.
It's not
Oh, damn
Valkorian.
it!
We looked for Valkorian stuff, and there was a couple of Valkorian things that were the filthiest things I've ever seen in my life, and I didn't think you wanted it. But I did mention at the start of the stream that Wattpad is the new in thing where all the hip fan fictions are going, and at number 7 and number 8 of the most popular were two Addams Family. Now,
No.
hang on, you haven't even heard it yet. So I took a look at it and I thought, oh, this could be great for Tin. She loves the Addams Family. And I took a look at it, and it was the weirdest thing. It is a scene for scene, word for word remake of the 1991 Addams Family movie. The only difference being Wednesday's a dude. They've gender swapped Wednesday, and all the comments were from emo chicks, is the best way to put it, goth chicks, drooling over the thought of Wednesday being male. Everything else was exactly the same. Like, I was reading down the thing going, this is literally the opening scene to the Addams Family. Following Thing and stuff. And I'm like, what is happening?
Why? Why?
I really don't know. And I was talking to Cisco about it. I was like, I am so baffled that someone went to the hassle of it's basically a novelization of the film, but Wednesday is male.
Yeah.
It's absolutely baffling, and it's super popular. Anyway, don't worry, you don't have to read all of that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, we did look through many SWTOR things to try and find you something, and we kept finding poor Lana in horrible situations, and we didn't want any of that. So
Yeah.
she's technically in it
Okay.
as a cameo appearance, and we thought that's fine. It's not too long, which is great. So here you go. Through passion, I gain strength.
I don't like the title.
Oh, by the way,
Who?
that word after I gain strength, that's the author's name, so don't worry, that's not part of the title, although that's an amazing title. Right, so...
Wow. Who's the character?
The character
supposed to know?
is Theron Sean, you love Theron,
Oh, yeah,
And
I know Theron.
a male Sith warrior who is an original. It's basically somebody's character. It's somebody's male
I
Sith
thought
warrior.
that was... Right, I thought... How the fuck do you pronounce that? Okay, well,
I
give
think
it a
you
go.
pronounce it as Asahoshi Sanguir.
I know. Asahoshi Sanguir.
There you go.
Okay, we're just gonna go with something.
Okay, oh, it
Right.
Nick's fucking left. Fuck you, Panda. Fuck you.
Panda.
Yeah, fuck you, Panda.
Well, I can't start.
How dare that
To be
panda?
back.
Heap of
Rude.
fucking shit is what I'm saying.
I hope that be right back is like, I'm grabbing a drink, guys. I'm not going to go and visit my sister again.
Yeah,
So
future
be right back.
future Danny, Meeks isn't allowed to enjoy this, but you can. Okay. Tin, when you're ready, wow us. And
Okay.
yes, the text is a little bit weird, but you'll get it. It's fine.
Oh, well, okay. Through passion, I gained strength. Summary. Though he mourned them apart. What? Sorry.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that.
Though he mourned them, a part of him felt relieved that there expires. The part of him that would do anything for Theron. The human whose green eyes had just now fluttered open from his place on their bed.
We love you, Tin.
His eyes had a place on their bed.
Just the eyes, though.
But just the eye. Anyway, I need to stop laughing. His eyes tracked over the golden sunrise peeking over the hills and lush trees as his mind filled with absent thought. of his family, and what had once been his home. They had opposing views to his own, most of which he had managed to find a way to coexist with. Yet, there were those he simply could not and never would find a way to submit himself to. The most prominent of which had been regarding his nature and his unwavering commitment to his mate. Glancing across the room toward the bed on which one such man slept, his bear raising and
Oh no, not the bear raisings. I assume the word chest is missing there. It could just be his bear raising. Don't worry, it's fine.
bear raising and oh, I need a second. Oh. This threw me off. His bear raising and falling slightly with each breath. A warm smile slipped across red-toned lips at the sight of him. It would be all too easy for him to stay true now. That he's alone.
I love the fact he's alone, but he's clearly not. There's someone else in the room. Literally.
Oh, I'm trying, but it's tough. Mostly because it doesn't.
It makes very little sense, yeah.
His household proposals stung all the greater when it was measured next to the affection pounding within the chambers of his chest. If it is your inclination to take on a male lover, we will not oppose you. We simply request that you take a female one as well, a slave perhaps, so that she can bear an offspring of your blood into this world.
Lovely.
That was in italics, by the way.
Lovely.
His body rippled with rage at the memory. He tried to reason with them, tried to share his plans with them. As always, they had shot him down. The idea that a clone might carry on the heritage of their unparalleled power had disgusted them to no end. They had called it irreverence, imprudence, treated the same as their views on his reborn empire. What the fuck are they talking about? I'm so confused.
No clue. No idea.
Not that their threats of disownment mattered now. He glanced down at the datapad in his hand as the recordings of their deaths hummed across the screen. Scream?
The scream.
I'm really trying hard to read what's written and not correct it in my head. The legacy they had held so dear now crushed under the strength of an ever arduous foe. Though he mourned them, a part of him felt relieved at their expire. The part of him that would do anything for Farron. The human who... Oh shit, not this again.
Just repeating now.
Yeah, the human whose green eyes had just now fluttered open from his place on their bed. Asahoshi went immediately to his side. Such warriors promptly forgotten as a shadow against rays of sun. First one up. Guess that much hasn't changed in 5 years. Shan smirked, his voice still thick with drowsiness. By the way, there's no fucking punctuation in this, really. It really annoys me. Not that this is like any, a big issue considering all the other issues, but, still. And you're just as mesmerizing to watch as you were then, if not more. The pureblood purred as he took a seat gently at his beloved's side. Careful, you will make me blush. And that would be such a shame. Might hurt my reputation. The man laughed tenderly before adding, and my ego. We can't have that, he remarked in return, his red eyes straying over Bear's skin. Fucking hell.
That's a line.
Yeah, it's a line. No, we can't. It was more... Oh, sorry. No, we can't. It was more whisper than anything when it left his lips, his eyes following the motion of his lovers. He shifted himself into a better angle on Sanguir's line of vision. I was just thinking that I might be in the mood to make those memories from last night a little less faded. Might be. The Sith gave him a smug look. Yeah, might be. He leaned in against his neck, breathing softly. I could use some extra convincing.
Oh, Tin, it's getting hot.
Using the force, he cast the sheets aside as he pressed a hand to his chest. Oh, the chest appeared, pressing him downward into the
It envelops him.
The wild look into the agent's eyes spoke volumes to the approval he had for his actions. Farron allowed Asahoshi to filter unhindered into his mind as lips pressed heavily against his in ravenous kiss that threatened to draw small trickles of blood in its wake.
Oh god, how bad a kisser is he?
He's all teeth.
He's all teeth. Oh, either that or he's a vampire. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. He's a clone as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe he's just got really bad dental hygiene.
Oh, disgusting. In his beloved's mind, he tested for any signs of disapproval or aversion to his actions. When he found none, he took his leave to continue.
Consent,
Their
people.
thoughts and-
Consent.
Consent is important, even if it's through mental invasion. I don't know. Their thoughts and desires linking into a complex web that moved their bodies without the slightest interruption from what would have been natural hesitation.
Sure.
Consent, clearly. Clothing slipped off, allowing bare red skin to brush coarsely against the white of the man below him.
The white.
Yeah. Like, you know, you have the egg and you
I
have
was
the
gonna say,
yolk.
you have the yolk of the
You
egg.
have the white.
You have the white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's a big
that's sort
egg.
of white.
He's a big egg, it's fine.
Yeah, ostrich, really. Fingers traced over the scars that Bacta could not heal, causing him to feel a strong pang of possessiveness. Is this possessiveness written really weird, or is it just me?
Yes.
Possessiveness, whatever. Weird possessiveness. Filtering through his already protective ideals. Sensing Shan's voice whispering subtly, he was reassured by their words. I'll be fine, I promise. After all, I have you. Rolling a pink... Oh, God, wow!
Nice.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm just reading a little bit ahead of time. Oh, God, why?
It's the least explicit we could find. Tim.
Why did you make me the why?
It's
I will do it.
it's very
But-
unexplicit. It's fine.
I don't know. Did you see the next sentence? That is very explicit.
It's written in very unexplicit wording. If you think this is bad, you should have seen literally every other single one we could find.
Okay. Rolling a pink nipple between his fingers, he massaged at the muscles of these, causing dense panting to filter through the room as a fog in the distance.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what that sentence was, but just you wait.
Nips make fog? Did I read that right?
Yes.
If you twist Theron's left nipple, it makes fog.
Not twist. You roll it.
You roll it.
Sorry.
Gently with your fingertips.
Yeah.
Dense panting though, don't forget about that. Enveloping himself in it. In the fog? In the nipple?
In the foggy nipple.
He moved downward, pressing his lips to the tip of his member before slipping his mouth around it. I can't.
X-rated, people! It's getting X-rated now.
Farron suppressed a moan that filtered through both their minds as water within a stream.
What does that mean? Like lost in this water?
Next sentence.
You can do it, Tin. We believe in you.
I'm trying. I hope you appreciate this.
If you don't want to read it, I'm sure Cisco can read it for you.
No, it's okay. I'm committed.
Okay.
It's just lapping at the tip before taking the hot shaft and pulling his head upwards and downwards before splitting off.
Jesus Christ, guys!
He just can take over. I tried. I can't. Just that paragraph is no. Just.
Before slipping off with a pop.
No, start again. You can't just start from the popping.
Lapping at the tip before taking the whole shaft and pulling his head upwards and downwards before slipping off with a pop. Before peppering pecs over the base and balls.
The
He
base?
slicked his fingers with lube and... So he had just summoned...
Yes, he summoned it into being.
Before slipping his fingers into him, their joint feelings guided him to the proper amount of preparations needed. The stretch, the friction, the slick. All in perfect amount before he set himself between firm round cheeks and slid inward.
You can keep going, Cisco.
No, you keep going, keep going. I'm not reading the next paragraph either.
The burn was mild as Arasoshi easily found his rhythm, thrusting inwards and then out, striking all the right places with perfect precision. He reached out with a force, stroking his lover's less than forgotten fans. As his hands As his hands once again found their way to his chest, teasing at the other peck, while barely balancing his own orgasm, as he felt himself unhinging. He came first, after which he stroked Shan to a heated finish. Mere moments afterwards, from nearby came the loud beep of a proximity
call. Okay, Tin, you can take over.
Level.
Yeah.
From nearby came the loud beep of a priority level holocall. You should probably get that, Theron remarked more briefly than he had intended. I will, the Sith mused, pressing their mouths roughly together before breaking apart.
Breaking
enough
apart?
to add, eventually. The continual beep in the background was entirely lost on them as Lana fumed from on the other side of the receiver.
There you go.
The end.
Lana escaped unscathed, Tin.
Yeah, but we haven't.
I mean, this is nothing compared to some of the crap we read in the earlier ones. Do you remember the Toad from Mario 1?
Oh.
Well done, Tin. Claps all around.
Yep. No claps for the fic though. Jesus Christ.
That, I swear to God, is the least explicit you can find.
I'm worried now for people. Like, what the hell?
Hey, Tin.
I mean, not that I wasn't worried before, but...
I was going to say, Tin, that is nothing when it comes to fan fiction. Anyway, thank you very much, Tin. Thanks for joining us ever so briefly.
Thank you for having me. And yep. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
She'll never be back.
Good job, Tin.
She will never be back. Right, well, what was next? Should we get Panthonese out of the way?
Well, I was going to quickly suggest we do the one of the ones for Meeks, one of the really short ones for Meeks, before he gets tired and falls asleep.
No, I think he can stay up. Right, Panthony, where is it at? Nope. That one. It's literally noted as Panthony. Right. This is... Okay. I don't know if I should just read it, because the discovering of a certain aspect of it is something to behold. So anyway, it's a terrible title, and to be honest, describes Anthony himself. Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you agree? So, and it, if I remember correctly, has nothing to do with anything. Bing! Camp fun. This is for Anthony. This is a Dragon Age Origins story. And it's a thing. Alright, here we go. Excuse me. Are you ready, Anthony? I'm assuming he's ready. I'm assuming Meeks didn't immediately run away again. Okay. I know this is a pain to read, so here we go. Morrigan, hurry up! The Princess Michal and her husband Michael Jackson should be here any moment now. Sorry. Michal and her husband Michael Jackson should be here any moment by now. Flemeth was shouting at her daughter from the other side of the old hut. Morrigan never got into camping, and to go camping with the royal family is a great honour. I'll be out in a minute, Mother, she shouted back. Morrigan did not know what to get for that trip. Well, I guess I should take some clothes and a good book. No need for more, she eventually told herself. As she got out of the house, Flemeth started laughing. I see you finally finished packing. It's about time, too. Morrigan glared at her mother with a very angry look, but Flemeth seemed to not care for it. Horses started to appear, getting closer and closer to the hut. Flemeth, Morrigan, we are here. The little blonde girl was waving to the two witches. Michael Jackson got off of his horse and helped his daughter and his wife to tie the horses down. It is an honour, Your Grace, Morrigan bowed to the princess. Oh, Morrigan, Michal smiled to her. Try that again. Michal smiled to her. There's no need to be so formal. I am a human and a mage, like you, she said. But you're stronger than every human being in the universe, and stronger even than my mother, Morrigan exclaimed. Bah! You went too far, girl, Flemeth chuckled. Flemeth, please teach me how to become a dragon, Wendy begged. I want to fly up to the sky and look at the world from the sky. Flemeth laughed and said, You could never be a dragon. Wendy sighed. Sorry, Meeks. We should get going. We need to find a place in the wilds to start camp before the night goes down, said Michael Jackson, and started walking to the woods by the hut. Michael is right. Let's go, said Princess Michal, and started walking on his lead. Flemeth started walking with them, and Morrigan carried Wendy on the back till the little girl directed her to a young warrior. Try that one again. Flemeth started walking to them, and Morrigan carried Wendy on her back while the little girl directed her as a young warrior.
Warrior.
Sort of. They were walking for a long time. Michael Jackson stopped to catch his breath. We are almost there, young lad, said Flemeth to the really tired man. Keep walking. Michael seemed annoyed. I am the only one who carries the bags, he raged. Flemeth laughed. I think you should look behind you, dear lad. Michael Jackson looked back and saw a mighty lion in the bushes. He started screaming and ran onto the trail. Good job, Your Grace, said Flemeth to the lion as it turned back into Michal. Thank you, dear teacher, she giggled. Mother, you are so mean. Wendy laughed. We are all almost there. I think Michael is at the least. I don't know what that means. Morrigan said, pointing to a hole with Michael's shape in the bushes. Sure.
Take that, bushes.
When they got to the perfect spot, Michael and Wendy started looking for some wood for the fire, while Michal, Morrigan and Flemeth used their magic to set up tents and put sleeping bags in them. We're back, Wendy was yelling from the other side of the lake with lots of wood for the fire. Good! Michal was shivering. It got really cold here. Michael started putting wood in a stone circle and tried to light the fire. Oh, you're making a thing way too hard, and they can be Oh, you're making thing way too hard than they can be, young lad, Flemeth sighed and used a fireball to light the wood herself. Michael? Morrigan asked. Yes, Morrigan. Can you teach me the moonwalk, please? She asked. Michael Jackson laughed and waved her to come closer. As Morrigan started having her first dance lessons, Wendy went to Flemeth. You think she will be able to moonwalk? Flemeth whispered to the little girl. Wendy giggled and said, No way. They both laughed. What's so funny? Asked Morrigan. Oh, nothing, said Flemeth as she turned to look at Wendy, but both still laughing. Dinner is ready, Morrigan announced. Wendy and Michael started eating, constantly telling each other the food is great. Flemeth ate her food and went inside her tent. After she went back, she asked everyone, Where is Michal? She asked me to teach her a new spell. Michael was looking at Morrigan with a very mysterious look in his eyes, and he told her, She's by the lake. Why don't you go there and ask her to come? Cisco.
Phrasing.
I'm sure she'd like to come. Morrigan was confused. Why did he say she would like it? Like what? Oh well, your grace, she sighed, and started walking toward the lake. Cosette is turning so cold. She hears someone singing with some kind of music following Cosette Cosette, it's past your bedtime. As Morrigan got closer, she could see the Princess Michal. Michel's a princess? I thought Wendy was. Michal sitting by the lake with some kind of instrument singing to herself. She did not know the song, but it was so beautiful to hear. You've played the day away. Oh, who is it? Who's there? Michal stopped her song and started asking. Morrigan came to her and revealed herself. Revealed is not exposed. We're okay. What a beautiful voice, your grace, she smiled at her. Michal looked at her and started to blush. Thank you. I don't sing to others, but I guess I got caught. The princess mumbled. Morrigan looked at the guitar and the princess was holding. She never saw something like it in her life. What is that? She asked. Oh, this? This is my guitar. You've been in Lothering lots, haven't you? And you never saw a guitar? Michal asked while pointing to her to sit with her. No. I've never seen one of those. I've never seen on clothes before. Can I touch it, please? Morrigan asked. Sure, said the princess and gave her the guitar. This is beautiful. Can you sing to us by the fire? Morrigan asked again. I'm shy. Well, we'll see about that. They both started walking back to camp. As they arrived, Flemeth started asking, What took you so long? I hope your food is not cold. Michal smiled and said, Please do not call me your grace. You can use my name. After Michal finished her food, Wendy started yawning. Daddy, please sing for me before bed, she asked her father. Oh, I have a better idea, Morrigan snapped. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I have a better idea. Michal, why don't you sing for us? Michael sings much better than me. I want Mama to sing, Wendy demanded. Michal started to mumble. I don't even have a guitar here. Here it is, Morrigan snapped again, with Michal's guitar in her hand. Michal had no choice. Well, what should I sing? She asked, while sitting with her guitar by the fire. You love that song from Les Mis.
What?
This is set in Dragon Age world, right?
Yes, but also Michael Jackson's there. Don't worry about it. From Les
Red,
Mis.
the color of this book.
Oh, I dreamed a dream. Michal smiled. Then sing it.
Susan Boyle.
Then sing it, girl. Flemeth demanded and sat by the princess. Well, okay, she said, and started singing while playing the guitar. Wendy and Flemeth started smiling while Michael and Morrigan grabbed tow branches with a little flame on them and waved them as if they were lighters. Yeah, that's like, yeah. After Michal finished singing, Wendy fell asleep. Flemeth and Morrigan, sorry. You sing beautifully, girl, Flemeth chuckled. Well, it should have happened a long time ago, don't you think, my dear wife? Michael spoke while moving his head to face Michal. It was you? Michal snapped. What? And started running after Michael into the woods while he was laughing and screaming with his high-pitched voice. What? Flemeth and Morrigan were laughing at the young couple. You see, child, this is what humans call young love. Yeah, Michael Jackson, young love. Flemeth giggled and explained to her daughter. Well, I've seen enough of that young love today. I think I'll turn into a tent. Morrigan said while
Literally, now a tent.
looking at the two running and laughing in the woods. Flemeth smiled and nodded. Let us be off then. Michael fell on the ground and Michal jumped on him, looking directly into his eyes. "You are evil," she said sharply. "But you love me for it, don't you?" he asked while stroking her. Michael smiled. Oh no! Michal smiled and kissed him. They both got back to the campsite and got in their tent, sleeping together, hugging each other. Don't get any dirty thoughts, you fuck. The end. 2 guests have sent kudos on this work. Now 3.
Yeah.
There you go, Anthony. A Dragon Age Origins story that for no reason at all stars Michael Jackson and has references to Les Mis. As they all do. We all did, to some extent.
I agree, Anthony. 10 out of 10.
And the thoughts that were going through people's minds when they found out it was called Camp Fun. Right, so what did you want to do next, Cisco? Up or down? You're
Down.
moving your finger up and down. I don't know what that means. Okay.
Keep going down.
That's as far as it goes. I can't go any further down.
Missed it. It's short and Disney based.
That is literally Meeks you're describing.
yes.
Short and based on Disney. Which one? Because you've got... Well, we've done that one. You've got the Mulan.
No.
Not Mulan.
Meeks does not deserve Mulan.
So the Bambi one?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bambi for Meeks. Cisco will be reading, unless you want Hat to read it.
No, I'll read it.
Yeah, fuck you, Hat.
Sorry. Can't win them all.
I can't... Oh, Cisco! How many of these did you get that are like 100 words? You are the worst,
Hey, it's at least
sir.
150.
You are the worst, sir. Jeez. Okay. Is that gonna fit? Yeah, it'll fit, giggity. So, short and Disney-based, just like Meeks. Bambi's Rowenge. Let me move this. Don't shout, because you're right next to the microphone.
All right. In the forest, there was a man. He was a hunter, and this hunter had just heard a voice. "Hey, asshole," it said. The man jumped, turning around. He called, "Who's there?" "Me." That one single word was spoken with so much venom, so much hatred that the hunter literally crapped in his pants in terror as a deer stepped into the light from under a tree. A deer? But deer can't talk, the hunter screamed, backpedaling, his rifle all but forgotten, which was very unfortunate for him. "Get the hell away from me! You killed my mother," the deer said. "Prepare to die." "Who the living fuck are you?" the man screamed at the top of his lungs. "Their name's Whitetail," the deer said, as he glared the inferno of hell itself into the man's black-hearted, soulless excuse for existence. "Bambi fucking Whitetail!" Bambi lunged. The man screamed. Blood flew. Then silence. The end.
End scene. You do get your...
That's all, it was just missing the headband from my Bambi 2 hunting season. Needs a headband.
Exactly.
Ambo.
Okay.
Of the two Bambi ones, I could have picked it is the nicer.
I think... There's that one for Danae, but it's just confusing. He wanted a Lego Star Wars one, and I managed to find one, and it ended up being a Lego Star Wars and Lego Lord of the Rings crossover, and it's just weird.
Well, we need one for Hat to read, because he's only read a few, and it's come up to the end of stream, so...
And Do I get Hat to read this one? You know what? I think you can probably pull it off. Does this one... Oh!
What? Oh.
Where did that come from?
Is
I
that-
didn't proofread these. Hang on.
I'm morbidly curious now.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. This one gets worse than the one that than Tin had to read. I don't remember this one being sexual in the slightest.
Well, you can always pick a different one.
I will. This story is a gift from my husband. All I read was the first paragraph, and if you take a look at it, you can see why, because it's fucking weird.
Yes, the first paragraph is weird, but the anal sex starts afterwards.
Oh, I did not giggity see that coming. I'm going to read the first paragraph just so people can at least know why I picked it. Here we go. Klein, that means something like savior or salvation. She have to admit she liked that title. The people of Guyana called her so after her arranged that the holly artifact was back in their hands. The blood marks on it weren't important to them. The fact was a job like any other, just a collection of bounty, not spectacular, not profitable, but well, she liked it. The name of her bounty business, so of course the operation nickname was known as the Bzzz. Headache, dizziness, a loud alarm, corrosion, and then a really loud alarm. What happened? Where is she? She tried to open her eye for a second, just darkness. And the massive annoying sound. It takes a few seconds for the darkness to swaps to kind of haze when she gets less and less until realizes where she is. And what happened? She's in her ship, and the ship is in a swamp. It's half sunk, and the emergency power is available. She finds the button and shuts off this badass sound finally. Let's see what we have here. Beside the headache and a few cuts, she seems to be fine. And the ship? Status check. Broken boosters. Severe hull cracks. Damn it, there's no way to bring this back into the air, not in this condition without the right equipment and spare parts. Is more or less impossible to fix all this unnecessary repairs. This job might not be as easy as I thought. She gets her equipment and tries to get out the wreck. There is one good thing, the ship is stable in the swamp and not sinking at this moment. This job might not be as easy as I thought. Klein is still in her ship, as her arm scanner informs her about approaching life forms. According to the information, it looks like a formation of not natural animals. She has to get out of here quick. The door is massively deformed, and she can't open it without losing much time and a loud noise. But a hull crack is big enough so she could get out of there. There is just enough time to bring some space between her, the ship, and the swamp. Great. It's possible to move or even run in this swamp ground, and it's really necessary. Just a blink of an eye after hiding the troops arrive at the wreck. That's what I was seeing and thought, great, I can read all this in one breath. It's fucking fine. You scroll about...
How many periods were in that? 3?
None. And all the commas are upside down, which is amazing. You get 2/3 of the way through and suddenly it gets sexual.
Suddenly, anal.
That sentence will make Tin shrivel up into a ball and pop. I don't know if you want to read it.
No, I don't want to
You
read
don't
that.
want to read that.
It's got to be horrid.
I'm going to end on this line, okay? There is some shuffling behind her, and then she feels her breath on her rear end. End scene. End scene.
Suddenly, butt stuff.
He stops and pushes her bits away, takes his fingers and slides them right back. Oh, fuck yeah, baby.
Oh God.
Well,
No, butt stuff.
I didn't know it got sexual. I apologize. I thought it would just be a fun read of utter nonsense. But 2/3 of the way through, she feels his breath on her rear end. Okay, so moving swiftly on. Sorry, Meeks, you're not getting... Hang on, that was supposed to be a Mandalorian thing. Was that the Mandalorian breathing on her ass?
I don't know. He always keeps his helmet on, so I would assume it would stop the breath.
Okay, you know what? We can have Hat read one for Meeks. Somebody's doing donuts out there.
Yeah, they are.
Cool. This is...
I want to be like them when I grow up. I bet they get all the chicks.
Here's one for you, Hat. I'm sure you'll do fine. This one's for Meeks. It is a Friends TV show fanfiction. And
I'll be there for you
and
after I accept the terms and conditions.
And the title of the episode was, or is, I should say, The One with the Demon. You start
Summary.
You can start with the line,
attempt-
they were out on Halloween.
Oh, don't read the summary?
No, we don't need a summary of it. We just need to get into
Oh,
it.
but it has it. Cue laughter soundtrack is in the summary.
I know.
All right. Cracking my knuckles for this one. The friends were out on Halloween, and for fun, they decided to go inside a haunted house, which was right downstairs from their condo. Not a haunted house you could see at a fair. No, a legitimate haunted house. The house they were inside was famous for its history of violent serial killers, arsonists, and child murderers.
Not prolific
Perfectly
arsonists.
fitting for a spooky night out.
Not prolific
It was a
arsonists.
shame. Yeah, prolific.
Couldn't have been, otherwise the
It was-
house wouldn't be standing.
Well, of course.
It's just where they lived. They didn't burn it down.
They're inept.
It's a
They're
ghost
prolific,
house.
but inept.
Okay, we'll let her continue. Sorry.
It was a shame Phoebe didn't join them, as she was busy working on another version of Smelly Cat. The gang walked into the house when Chandler remarked, "At least this house is in better condition than my mental health." Cue laugh track. "It was just like your romantic life, abandoned," added Monica. The gang shared laughter and a teleprompter. And following that, Rachel passed out.
So here's the thing. I want to give a little background information here. I read the line that his romantic life is abandoned as well. And I was like, they're married. When was this written? This must have been before that. And I scrolled up and realized it was literally written this year. This is a 2022 fanfic.
Oh, no.
You can continue.
Okay. Worried Ross leaned forward to check her as Joey sneered, "No, Ross, that's immoral." "I'm just checking her body temperature," Ross replied with disgust on his face, as if he was awfully offended by Joey's comment, which he was.
As if he
Before
was
Ross could-
offended, which he was.
Before Ross could extend his hands to her body, she sprang up like a spring. She glanced at her and reviewed the environment as if she was absorbing some old memories. It was evident she was not her. When the demon possessed their friend, it occurred to them that maybe this wasn't a great idea.
It's not a great idea to have a demon possess your friend. Also, she sprang up like a spring. That springs are known to do.
The thing possessing Rachel laughed maniacally as the group cowered in fear. Whatever had possessed her didn't explicitly say it was a demon, but from how the laugh sounded, everyone doubted it was because the possessor had heard a good knock-knock joke.
Sure.
After the demon had settled down, Joey decided to ask it a question. "Who are you?" Rachel grinned. "Who am I?" The voice came out was gravelly, ancient. But Rachel had been smoking, so it was unclear if the demon was using her or its own voice. "Who am I? I am the Lord of Suffering, the Master of Evil, the King of Mischief."
I am Jasper.
Rachel's body flew into the air, startling her friends. "I am?" Before the demon could finish its introduction, it flew Rachel's body too high, and it smashed a hole into the room's ceiling. The head of the body struck the ceiling hard and was now wedged up there. Rachel went limp, and her friends looked at what was now her corpse in shock.
That's dark.
Prepare yourself, Cisco.
Before anyone could react, Joey's body began convulsing. His dumbstruck expression quickly changed into an apologetic one. "Oh my God," the voice said in the same gravelly voice, confirming that it was in fact its instead of Rachel's. "I am so sorry. I didn't think that would kill her."
Oopsie.
"You didn't think putting her head through the ceiling would kill her?" Monica asked angrily. "No! It's been a while since I possessed a human. I could have sworn that you guys were more durable than that." It was at that moment that gravity decided to do its thing, and Rachel's body fell to the ground, causing everyone in the room to jump. Except for Rachel, obviously.
Obviously.
Obs. "Clearly I was wrong," the demon said out of Joey's mouth. "Look, maybe Rachel's still alive. I feel bad for accidentally hurting your friend, so I'll be the one to get an ambulance. It's very kind." When they saw Joey's body sprint towards the window, they all cried out in alarm, but it was too late. He hit the glass and fell to the ground, and they heard a splatter sound they all guessed was Joey.
They guessed. It could have been anything.
This time, it was Monica's turn to get possessed. "Oh, come on! We're not even that high up." "That's it!" Ross pulled out his phone. "I'm calling the cops. I'm telling them everything." The demon used Monica to tackle Ross out the window, and the remaining ones in the room heard the two bodies hit the ground. They also heard a yelp from Joey, which meant he somehow survived the fall.
Is
But-
the remaining ones
But it was
just
unlikely
Chandler?
that this was true anymore.
Surely it's just Chandler, because there was Phoebe didn't go. Rachel was the first dead, then Joey, then Monica and Ross. That
Jumped
only
out the
leaves
window.
Chandler.
Yeah.
Well, funny you should mention that, because here goes the next line. Chandler turns toward his newly possessed friend and shouted, "What the hell?" "I'm not going to jail," the demon replied. "You don't have a physical body. The cops wouldn't be able to arrest you." "Oh," the demon said quietly. "Look, this night has been awful. I'm going to call 911. Can you at least tell the cops that you possessed my friends and accidentally murdered them so I and the girl you're possessing don't get the death penalty?" Sure," the demon said, nodding. Chandler pulled out his phone and then cursed, "Crap! I don't have a signal." The demon held his hand out. "I can fly up and get a signal for you." Chandler crossed his arms. "You're not going to..." "Hey, I understand how fragile you guys are now. Don't worry, I got this." Reluctantly, Chandler gave the demon his phone and saw the demon carry his friend out the hole where the window used to be and disappear into the sky. Moments passed, and Chandler sighed when he felt the demon's presence inside him. "So," the demon inside Chandler's head said, "turns out the signal wasn't the issue, but by the time I found out, this giant metal bird hit me." "You mean an airplane?" Chandler asks. "It's been a while since I've been out." The end.
The end. Excuse me one moment. Post-COVID hits when it hits.
See, that one wasn't that bad. I mean, it was insane, but I kind of got into it at the end. So Phoebe was there, even though she was written out at the beginning. Because of the
Let me scroll back up. Nope, Phoebe's not there.
So who is the sixth?
No, it's just the demon in his head talking to him.
Yeah, no, but that's when he's at Chandler. But who is the one before then? The one who flies up with his phone?
Presumably Monica?
No, because Monica fell out the window with Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Monica. Because can you at least tell the cops that you possessed my friends and accidentally murdered them?
Monica was possessing Monica when did you?
Right, so that I and the girl you're possessing don't get the death penalty.
We assume
Yeah, but didn't he jump out the window with them?
Yeah, Monica tackled Ross out the window.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Yeah,
And
the
they both
demon
fell
used
to the
Monica
death.
to tackle Ross out the window.
Don't
they both-
worry about it.
They both
It's
fell to
fine.
their death.
He forgot that he wrote Phoebe out at the beginning.
I know it really shouldn't matter, but, you know, I'm going to be a stickler. I mean...
Stickler
clearly,
for your fan fiction.
Why
logic.
write Phoebe out if there was a role for a third girl?
Oh shit. We've got like 5 minutes and I didn't read laws. I should probably get that read. It doesn't help that I can barely breathe now. 5 minutes. Let's get laws done. I suppose I should do the stuff and the thing. A short clap, please, Cisco, for the previous one. The one with the demon. Oh, look at that, it's almost centered. Falling in Love. Now, I don't remember much about Hocus Pocus from 1993. I don't remember much about it at all. I remember some scenes. I don't remember any of the names. Right, hang on. This one's going to be rough, especially now that I can barely breathe. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
As this is the one that had me creased up before. Okay. Whew. Falling in Love. Whew. And you thought there was no full stops and punctuation in the last one. Danny is packing the picnic basket with what they will need for a romantic picnic on the beach. She packs the blanket, food, drinks, snacks, jacket since it gets cold on the beach and at sunset, and they will watch the stars, walk on the beach, hear the quiet waves hitting the beach. After the basket is packed, Tim and her head out the door to the car, get in the car to drive to the beach. Once they get there, they park the car, get out, grab the basket, close the doors and head to a nice spot on the beach. They set the blanket down, sit on it, empty the basket. This is the best romantic picnic on the beach I've ever had, Danny said. Tim looks at her and smiles. Yeah. How about we pack up the basket, put on our jackets, go for a walk on the beach, and watch the stars and hear the waves crash on the beach. Then we can head home and continue with a romantic date by watching a movie marathon until we fall asleep, Tim said. Danny looks at him and smiles back, puts on her jacket, packs the picnic basket, has it in her hand while Tim puts his jacket on, and they take her hand and they start to walk on the beach while listening to the waves crash on the beach, enjoying the long romantic walk on the beach. They stop to watch the stars as she lays her head on his shoulder. After they watch the stars, they head back to the car, open the doors, get in, buckle their seatbelts, close the doors and drive home so they can enjoy more of the romantic date. Once they get home, they park in the driveway, open the doors, get out, close the doors, walk up the door, opening it, walk in, close the door, turn on the light, head upstairs to their room, walk in, get into their pajamas, has popcorn and water, sit on Danny's bed and watch a romantic movie while holding hands. I remember when we were teenagers named Thackeray Binks. And you said I shall always be with you and I will always love you, and now that you are older and I go by Tim, I still love you, Danny said. After the movie is over, they lay on the bed but sit up and finally have their first kiss, which they will never forget. Yeah, I remember that last thing I said before I left and now I'm back for good, says Tim. They lay on the bed and enjoy the extra relaxing, laughing and talking while falling asleep while relaxing. The end.
It's a lot of repetition in that one.
It is, and I don't know if I'll ever get over that paragraph, Cisco. Once they get home, they park in the driveway, open the doors, get out, close the doors, walk up to the door, open, walk in, close the door, turn on the lights, head upstairs to their room, walk in, get in their pajamas, have popcorn and water, sit on Danny's bed and watch their romantic movie while holding hands. I mean, if I could get that printed on a t-shirt, I would. But the text would be so small you wouldn't be able to read it.
Right. Well, we actually didn't get all the stories we had read.
I didn't get to read Joseph's new one.
Oh my God! How did we not read Joseph Prowler's newest
We didn't
creation?
get Ito's Witcher story. You remember where they keep changing Thingy's name and we don't know if it's a nickname or not, and they start calling him Buttercup?
Yeah, that one was confusing.
I apologize, Ito. You were here for the whole thing, and Meeks just swanned in like a twat toward the end, and he got, his read. Although, Meeks, you didn't get your Orville one read, you twat. So what did we miss? We missed Prowlers. We missed Ito's Witcher story. We missed Danny's Lego story. Oh, we missed Meeks' Mulan / Lord of the Rings crossover, which Meeks Cisco was gonna fucking sing in it.
I was gonna sing a Mulan song.
And we didn't get the Orville one. So, but you know what? We got a bunch, and Hat read some. Thank you very much, Hat. You were amazing.
You're very welcome. It's most enjoyable.
You've got about 2 minutes, Husker. If you're gonna
1 minute now.
Yeah. If you're gonna,
What's happening?
You said I wanted to sing, but you gotta be quick.
You better be fucking quick. Yeah. Yes. Claps for Hat. Claps in chat.
and claps for Tim for
putting up with that. That was the least sexual Swatall story we could find, Tin. That wasn't 300 and something thousand. Sorry, 300,000 words long. They were all insane. There you go, Cisco.
Okay, I've got no fucking clue as to the tune for this, but I'll give it a go. I'm on an epic quest, far across the sea. I've got a fucking cannon and an electropiracy. Your ship is in our sight, it's loaded up with rum, but before we steal it all, we'll torture you for fun. Read my lips, every single one of you will die. Fire at will, gonna smear your entrails on the sky. The voodoo curse is now inside your brain. It's gonna force you to inflict endless pain. Yo ho, stick a cannonball up your cunt. Yo ho, put your dick in a blender. The last bit didn't rhyme.
What does blunder have to do with piracy?
Oh, also, it doesn't rhyme with cunt, which is my biggest objection.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tin. You know what? I mean,
be like a pirate. A pirate is free. I am a pirate.
I was gonna say, if Danny was here, he would quote the fuck out of that. Anyway, so that was presumably for another year, relaxing by the fireside. You're all welcome. Next time, maybe we'll just have you submit fan fictions to us. You can look for them yourselves, because we spent a week destroying our brains reading thousands of the bloody things, and they were all horrendous or so boring or so long. So yeah, why don't you write your own? You know what? Everybody write a Hat fan fiction, and we'll read that next year.
Oh, good God.
A nice response. And the appropriate reaction. Oh, good God. Don't tell them to do that. Whoop. I'll move that back a little bit so I'm not shouting into people's ears. So, thanks to Tin. Yes. Tin, yes. Thanks to Hat. Thanks to Cisco. Thanks to Cisco's gin and whiskey. Oh no, you've drank all your whiskey.
I've drank all my whiskey, yeah.
You got no more whiskey.
No more whiskey. I've got plenty more gin. Well, actually,
it's true.
I'm
wearing a hat right now.
I've got about 4 more bottles to work through.
So what you're saying is, for the next month, we have to do 4 plus
No, God, no.
Relaxing by the Fireside?
No. But we should probably keep the stories we didn't read for next time to save us a few hours of reading.
I literally spent all week looking.
Because this may seem be hard to believe. Those are the best of the ones we found.
It's very true. It's very true. We found a lot of shit. I mean, a lot of shit.
Like, so many hours of reading, so many hours of just going, well, this is boring. Or, wow, that sex happened suddenly.
Well, I mean, we had an example of that. I should have read more than the first 7 paragraphs into that to know that it was going to get sexual. That was a Mandalorian story. Anyway. And then, butt stuff. So, once again, thanks everybody. You're welcome, I guess.
I will use that in all my stories from now on. And now, butt stuff.
Butt stuff.
Suddenly, butt stuff. So good night, everybody. we're going to sleep for a month because this absolutely fucking kills you.
It really does.
And yeah,
the entire week of just reading bad fan fiction to prep to find stuff is the most exhausting thing you'll ever do.
The worst is the boring. That is by far the worst.
Yeah.
Boring fan fiction is the worst. Anyway, good night everybody, and good night Hat, good night Tin, good night everyone else. Fuck you, Meeks.
Good night, guys.